We're live on Facebook. Hello, Facebook friends and family. It is time for Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. It is Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe, and I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. And we're really excited about tonight's show. It's all about the greatest disclosure of all. Who are we? And so we've brought on some of our favorite friends. In a minute, Deborah will kind of go through who we're going to have with us. You'll get a chance to see them. But I want to acknowledge all of you who are watching on Facebook. And guess what? You can still come into our Zoom room. And we really want to encourage people to come into our Zoom room because it's easier to chat with us there. And also you can participate with us, including at the end of the show during our community connections time. And it's easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. That's globalpeacetribe.com and register. And the next thing you know, you'll be in the Zoom room with us. And we always like that. So meanwhile, we do want to appreciate all the people that are already in our Zoom room. Well over 200 people that have joined us, as well as, of course, our presenters. We always ask the people in the Zoom room, like, where are you from? We've got people from Australia, Argentina, all over the United States. It's very exciting. We also really want to thank our broadcast partners, especially Unify. We are now on Unify every Saturday night, and we're really grateful for that. And all of our other broadcast partners, and we'll talk a little bit more about them later, but any of you watching on any of these networks, whether it's New Realities TV or Disclosure Fest or Unify, come on into our Zoom room if you wish. It's wonderful. And then for those of you in the Zoom room, feel free to go ahead and share this out on Facebook. Any of you that are watching on Facebook or on Zoom, share it on your wall. This is how we meet new friends. So we really are excited to be here. And we've got a wonderful show. And to tell you more about tonight's show, I get to turn it over to my partner, Deborah Giusti. Deborah, we're not hearing you. These are the wonderful technical issues that we just love about our show.
Thank you, Scott.
There she is. Okay, great.
Thank you, and welcome everyone to what is now our 25th show that we've produced since the lockdown during these highly extraordinary times, very challenging, but very evolutionary times. And thank you for everyone who's given us donations when you register. This really helps us do a high-level broadcast for you every week. And as Scott said, we have a really incredible show planned for you. Our theme is the greatest disclosure of all, who are we? And during these times, if you've noticed, there's a lot of information coming to the surface. A lot is being revealed, we feel, to be healed. Some disturbing, some like what's going on behind the government, some fascinating, like new energy or UFO discovery. But we think the most incredible information is, who are we? During these times of a lockdown, we're really being challenged and called to look inside and discover, who are we? Who do we want to become? What do we want to reset as we come through this birth canal that we're all going through? And we testify that this is a birth canal of a spiritual awakening. And we've got incredible presenters tonight who are going to speak to this theme. They're all a part of two conferences that are coming up. One of the incredible blessings of this is that a lot of the conferences that used to be live have now gone virtual. So people from all over the world can join. So we have presenters with us tonight from two conferences coming up in October, Portal to Ascension and Disclosure Fest. So I'd love to present them to you now. We are going to have James Redfield. He was the author of Celestine Prophecy, New York Times bestselling author, and #1 book and #1 international bestseller. We also have Billy Carson. He's the founder of Forbidden Knowledge, and he's bestselling author of The Emerald Tablets. And very special, we have Bill Homan. He has the Mitchell Hedges crystal skull, and this is an archaeological treasure, technological marvel. It inspired the Indiana Jones movie, and we're actually going to be able to do a meditation with the crystal skull. We have Meg Bendict, who is one of the top ascension teachers. She's quantum healer, she's an author, educator, and a creator of the quantum access modality, which is a powerful tool for transformation. We have the Stargate with us, with Prageet Harris and Julianne Conrad. Stargate is an interdimensional doorway, and they will also bring through an interdimensional guide, Alcazar. Really incredible. Thank you. We have back with us again, Mark Sims, who is an entrepreneur, computer scientist, engineer, and he was the executive producer of the harmonic convergence that took place in July. We also have incredible musicians, as always. We have Gary Melkin, who has created music for many feature films, television, major commercials, and he created music for the movie Thrive 2 that is being launched today that we're going to tell you all about. We also have Kiyoshi, who has had 20 years of performing, and he uses his musical artistry of rap as a tool of self-transformation. We also have Eric James, an incredible musician who was affected in the Santa Cruz fire, where his home and all his music studio was burned, and we'll tell you more about that. And he's going to come on and give us some music. He was one of the people that we financed a couple weeks ago. And we brought back again comedian Heather Rogers, who is a magician, mentalist, and mistress of mischief. And I want to acknowledge our collaborative partners, Neil Garr of Portal to Ascension. He has an incredible major online educational portal that has courses a lot about disclosure, but also in alignment with our theme about self-discovery and evolution and disclosure of humanity's ancient origins, our spiritual essence, and the nature of reality of the universe. He has led a physical conference for many years, and now it's going virtual, like so many of the producers are stepping up to what can happen and the benefits of taking their information worldwide. And we will also be featuring Adrian Valera of Disclosure Fest, which is another conference that happens in LA. It's a major music conference, and this year he's going virtual. So it will have 5 virtual stages of music performances, workshops, yoga classes, and much more. And we'll share more about that. And one more thing I want to acknowledge that we do on this show that's been very, very powerful. We use the power of reaching out all over the world and sharing this power of community to help nonprofit organizations that are really helping us at this time, and to support victims that are having a hard time this time with our GoFundMe campaign. So there's the power of all of you sending us some green love to our GoFundMe campaign, whether it's $5 or $50 or $100, we take that green love energy and we gift it to organizations that are really valuable and helping us, as well as certain victims. And we've made a huge difference. We've generated over $35,000 during these 25 weeks that we have given out to people and nonprofits. So it's been an incredible blessing. And we are going to be posting that link in the chat box. And you can also go to GoFundMe and type in Global Peace Tribe, and you can get our GoFundMe link, and you can just ping us some money. So we thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's going to be an incredible show, and I'll turn it back over to Scott.
Thank you very much, Deborah, and welcome. We've got over 300 people in our Zoom room, thousands watching on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. We love starting our show with dynamic music. And we have a friend of ours. This is his first time being on our show, although we realize that he and I have been together at many of the expos and conferences before. And this is Kiyoshi. You're going to see in a moment, his music and his rap sessions are transformational, powerful, and healing on multiple levels. It's a lot more than just rap. He uses the art of vocal expression as a tool for personal self-development and all the different coaching methods that he's used that have helped him over his 20 years of performing. Kiyoshi has a passion to serve, to inspire others to reach their fullest potential. He has a background in Hatha Yoga and Reiki, and he incorporates holistic practices into his coaching and into his music. So to get us going, take it away, Kiyoshi.
Thanks so much, Scott. Thank you, Deborah. It's a beautiful honor to be a part of this amazing event. You all inspire me. The first song I'm going to be doing is entitled My Tribe, inspired by all the amazing artists, leaders in our global community who are traveling to different parts of the world and bringing those teachings into the world and impacting change on such an amazing level, who've inspired me. So this also goes back to the theme of who really are we? You know, we are, I'll speak about that. So I'm gonna tell y'all about that in this piece called My Tribe. Let's music go in. Here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago, there lived a tribe known as the Immortal Souls. Flying free from all parts of the globe, they lived a story yet to be told. They are the ones we've been waiting for, and they are we, and we are them, the ones we've been waiting for. Reflections of each other's perfection, we met in alternate lifetimes beyond skylines of divine white light. This is my tribe, lost generation emerging from catacombs of consciousness across continents, found within emerald tablets, bringing balance to what was and what is. Messengers of the light, we are here, restoring balance. Trip by trip, we dip in subconscious realms, telling tales Toltec, Tibetan and Sanskrit mantras, freedom hollering with peace fingers, wisdom keepers, we be sun gods and goddesses calling this heaven home. Sunrise setting intentions in Costa Rican jungles, cuddled in puddles synchronistically, floating, symbiotic, interconnected and unscathed. So we be, and we are. Shamanic DJs massaging eardrums on dance floors, weaving psychedelic neon like grandmas knitting silk. My tribe rocking orgonite pendants like African medallions in '89, chasing time. We dance ecstatic, campfires and drum circles, hula hoop and hot springs like circus clowns. We smile, fresh like lavender pressed upon wrist during ceremony, or like brother bear hugs on torso, cause the snuggle is real. And hug life is our motto. So follow us as we lead. Follow us as we lead. Follow us. Global unity as we lead. Wow. Freestyling unspoken language, sages of new paradigm where pairs of minds carry time and time is non-linear. Wormholes of words told, shifting awareness on corporate blocks, speaking truth to Monsanto and Bilderberg plots, because we can't stop, won't stop. We've come too far to go behind. We won't stop. The future is ours, y'all. We control the time. Yes, you and I control the time. We control the time because we be and we are that. Hip hop, bass drops, roots reggae, electroshocks, ambient, punk rock. Eat lock, they better stop committing medicines and pharmaceuticals, blackfish, conspiracies, fracking, ISIS. So this got me pissed, but we are the change they don't want to see, yet can't help but see. We are the change changing old patterns of society, transformational, powerful, exuberant. Our tribe, we are and we be. Griot storytellers, light workers, energy healers, mystics, scholars, Jedis, teachers, elders, burners, artists, indigos, crystal children, nonconformists, weirdos, revolutionaries, and free thinkers. We think for the youth of the future, allowing hearts to guide us like compass needles on hikes. So we rise, we want and raise vibrations. Shooting bullish like bullets through cotton, never forgotten. You see, the veil has been lifted, and our tribe is in the forefront, ushering in a new tradition. You see, the time has come, y'all. Division and inequality must cease to matter, because we're in this together, y'all. Race, religion, creed, orientation, and background can't matter no more, because we're in this together, y'all. We must no longer subscribe to old systems of conditioned negativity. We must no longer subscribe to that which has failed humanity. Can you see? Really, can you see? Once upon a time, not long ago, there lived a tribe known as the Immortal Souls, flying free from all parts of the globe. We are living a story now being told. The world is waiting to learn, so we teach. They need us, so we teach. The world needs us. Future generations need us infinitely. My tribe. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And we're going to hear more from Kiyoshi. He's going to come on back a little bit later, but I want to just acknowledge that you can learn a lot more about all that he's offering by going to, and it provides a lot. Look at all that he does. He's got an 8-week program coming up called Expand Your Expression. And so you can get more details by writing to him at wordthy1, that's WORDTHY1 at gmail.com. And he's going to come on back on. And when it comes back on, we'll have him tell us a little bit more about his transformational 8-week program. Thank you so much, Kiyoshi, for getting us off.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's for those of you who've been watching us over the weeks, you know that our whole theme, week after week, is that we, you, all of us, we are the ones we've been waiting for. And this is the time we've been preparing for. So thank you, Kiyoshi, for saying that in your way. All right, turning it back over to Deborah.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Kiyoshi. That was really incredible and beautiful. And we wanted to start our program with a really amazing speaker, a very personal favorite spiritual teacher of mine. Meg Bendict is one of the top ascension teachers, and she's a quantum healer, she's an author, she's an educator. She's the creator of quantum access modality, which is a powerful tool of transformation. And she works with people all over the world. So in terms of our theme of really the greatest disclosure of all, who are we? Meg has a viewpoint into people's personal hearts and souls and the amazing transformation that's happening now at this critical time, as well as a galactic viewpoint of what's happening with our multidimensional reality as things shift to a new level. So I wanted to ask her to come on and really give us an overview of what she sees from her very high perspective and touching into people's hearts and seeing what's going on. So Meg, thank you so much for coming back with us and sharing with us about this theme and whatever else you think it's important for us to know right now.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott, for having me on. And as Deborah mentioned, I have been working in the Ascension community for many years. I had my personal activation and awakening in the 94 earthquake in Los Angeles is January 1994. So it's been 26 years of being fully immersed in this ascension process. And so I thought, well, to kind of introduce this to people, especially if this is new to you, I just drew a few slides from some of my training. And so I'm going to bring up the slides to share here and walk you through some of the information. Kind of a very quick, short background of what's happening. So let's just first kind of talk about what's happening on the planet, because all of life on Gaia is experiencing a quickening, an increase in energy frequency, and an awakening to higher spiritual knowledge. The ancient Mayans, they called this cycle the Great Purification. It's a time when we're having constant surges, waves of photonic light pouring into the planet, and this is altering human consciousness and genetic code. This picture here you see was taken by NASA's telescope, and it's an amazing image. It's of the Milky Way, and you see these gamma photon bubbles emitting from the galactic center. Our solar system is being affected by this photon energy that's pouring into our geomagnetic field. This photon energy, it's the highest form of light known. And photons are carriers of intelligence. They are transferring consciousness. And this is coming into our own human energy field as well. It's altering the planetary magnetic field, the hollow field, and also awakening human consciousness. These incoming photonic waves, they seem to be building and building in intensity, as especially this year. If you've noticed, you might be feeling symptoms from it. They are affecting the human body. They're affecting the psychic mind. They're actually mutating into the DNA. And so it's a massive transformation that's happening on us, literally from the head to the feet. And I'm sure you're probably experiencing some of this. So let's talk about how is this awakening affecting us? And so, as Deborah mentioned, this is to me the greatest disclosure of our lives. Who are we? Because in a way, before the awakening, you know, we were lost in our own minds and we were lost in the illusions of our ego desires. But as we begin to receive in this incoming consciousness, we're awakening, and you're becoming like an observer of your reality now. And you're realizing we've been living under a spell of amnesia, unconscious behavior, and disconnection from spirit. So as this process begins, we start to realize we're more than just the mind or the ego. We're an eternal soul, a vibrant spiritual essence of wisdom and peace and love. And this is the essence that we are discovering who we are. Unfortunately, because of the time compression and the negative polarity that exists in this planetary field, it's been disconnecting us from this essence, this soul presence, and also our connection to the abundant universe. It literally has been pushing our soul out of our bodies. And so as we start this process, it's like an inward journey to reconnect with our soul presence. And many of us, I would be anyone who's attracted to this, are souls who've originated from other star systems and higher realms. We're coming from even parallel universes. We're all answering the call to participate in this cosmic ascension that's happening now on Earth. If this is new terms to you, ascension is basically a step-by-step process of healing and transforming the human vessel so that you can embody this master soul that you truly are. So there's certain stages that we go through as we prepare for this embodiment, and we've broken it down into 3 stages. This is the awakening stage, the transmutation stage, and the embodiment stage. You know, as the DNA and the consciousness upgrades are occurring, they trigger internal clearing and detoxing. You may feel like you're kind of decomposing and releasing quite a bit of energy. It could be old density, old memories, karmic patterns, trauma, ancestral lineage. Like, we're literally getting shaken down here and clearing lifetimes of energy that's been building up inside us. But as you go through this process, you begin to integrate and balance your divine divine feminine and divine masculine energies within, in more union and harmony. You start actually integrating both the left and right brain to operate simultaneously. This is when we begin to open up our multidimensional mind to the quantum field. You start to live like you're centered in the expanded intuitive heart, not hanging up in the mind anymore. And this is very important because love is the doorway to the higher dimensions. We need to get in these hearts and heal these hearts and open the hearts to more love. And as the heart heals and expands, you start to integrate more and more of the soul presence in your energy body. You actively increase soul frequency in the biofield. Literally, as you are descending the soul in, your energy frequency gets higher and higher. It starts to heal the body. It starts to create a very powerful force field around you. And in this process, you begin to activate your soul DNA, your soul blueprint, and your light body as this vessel for the soul to live inside. Your higher self is descending into the chakra column and the etheric light body to unite with the human self. So we have all these polarized forces, you know, masculine, feminine, light and shadow, soul and human, all coming together and uniting in oneness. And you start to live in the 5D unity consciousness, where you begin to see and feel and empath the unified field all around you. It's a phenomenal experience. It's challenging, but the rewards continue to grow and grow. And so I listed a few steps here that are important when we do begin the embodiment process. I encourage everyone to do daily grounding, because we do need to get down from that mind and get more in our bodies, grounded onto the light grids, grounding onto your ascension timeline. This is like a complete reorientation that's happening. We also start to establish 0-point balance in the body, heart, mind. Instead of all that kind of polarity inside, we start to get into a neutralized state. Building up heart coherence. This actually helps collapse out old non-resonant timelines from your field, especially these really karmic past lives, because we're really breaking free from the constraints of time. We're starting to live in the now and the future nows. And the fifth dimension is a feeling field. And so, as I mentioned, the love frequency is our bridge. It's our gateway into 5D and higher. And as the soul embodies into the heart, you start building soul magnetism, right? It gets into the magnetic fields wrapped around the heart. And now you begin to magnetize in what matches you. It matches your soul frequency. It matches your soul purpose. You don't have to go out, push an effort anymore. Your own magnetism is drawing in the synchronicities, is drawing in what you need to support you. So descending the soul energy into the light body is the goal for all of us. And I found that the more that you can embody the soul, the more you get to know who are you. You get to know who the divine essence is. That is you, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, what you want to create in the world. You start to really comprehend what is your soul purpose. People ask, I don't know what my soul purpose is. Well, I didn't either until I started actually connecting and embodying my soul presence. And that guides me from the heart of what is truly important and what is designed as my destiny in this life. So your soul purpose ignites an inner passion to support not only your personal ascension, but the planetary ascension, and also to be able to serve the greater good, because we are now living in unity consciousness. We're not ego focused. We're more about really caring for all life on the planet. And so these are very quickly moving through the steps of ascension and how we can really begin to enhance our participation in it. And so I'm just thrilled to share that with you. And that completes my presentation.
Thank you, Meg. That was an amazing transmission. So clear, precise, on very high level.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy to help set the tone.
Yeah.
And, I want us to show, because Meg is the person, if you're wanting to really learn about ascension, Meg's your gal. And so you can learn more about Meg and how to amplify your ascension by going to newearthcentral.com. NEWEARTH Central, newearthcentral.com. Meg, tell us, what do we find when we go there?
Well, there's quite a bit. I've been doing global meditations for the past 10 years. And so there's 10 years of podcasts that you can actually listen to and be able to experience my healing modality called Quantum Access. We do a lot of group international global intentions for the planet. And also there are in our e-store, there are courses that you can take, as Ascension courses you can dive right into and get started. There's also meditation downloads that you can work with my technique to be able to start to increase your energy frequency, get grounded, set up your containment in your field, and really work through the clearing. As I was mentioning, that second phase takes some time, that transmutation phase. So really working through the meditations to help support you in your transmutation phase. So there's a lot there on the website to support everybody. And of course, a lot of future shows. I'm going to be presenting with Deborah at the Ascension panel next weekend at Portal to Ascension conference. And we're every month we do a gateway global meditation. So the next ones coming up are 11/11, 12/12, and the solstice. The end of the year, you thought 2020 was busy. Whoa, are we gonna we're gonna end with a bang until in December. So a lot still coming to up level us. So very exciting.
Beautiful. Thank you, Meg. And I know I'm going to be hosting you also at Portal to Ascension.
Yes.
And that's the perfect segue, because so many of the people you're seeing tonight are going to be at Portal to Ascension and at the Disclosure Fest. And to tell us more about it, take it away, Deborah.
Yes, we are partnering with Neil Gar and Portal to Ascension. As I mentioned before, he has done a physical conference for many years, and now he's bringing it online. So this is going to be a major gathering with 50 speakers. There's about 13 MCs and 3 panels. I'm actually leading a panel on Ascension with Meg and 4 other amazing people on this Friday. But the conference is happening October 1 through 5 online. We'll be putting the link in the chat room. And it is going to have all the top teachers in the field of disclosure and top quantum personal development for 5 days. Its goal is to create a world with full disclosure of humanity's origins, our spiritual essence, the nature of reality in the universe. There's going to be a lot of truth around extraterrestrial presence, exposing global corruption, and taking our action to manifest a world that works for all of us. And I want to bring on the producer, Neil Gar, who has this online portal with many different courses and is coordinating this amazing conference. Hello, Neil. Thanks for coming on with us and sharing us a bit more about your conference.
Hey, Deborah, Scott, everybody. Thank you all so much. Would you like me just to dive right into it?
Sure.
Okay, so hi, everybody. It's so good to be here with you. I'm actually on my way back to California on the top of the Rocky Mountains at a coffee store that just closed down. So if it's a little loud, sorry about that. This car is going by. But I'm extremely excited to be working with Deborah and Scott for this event. And well, in particular, working with Deborah for quite a few years. I don't even know how long now we've been working together. Deborah, I think over 3 years, maybe 4 years. But Deborah has been a huge support in everything that we've done. And at this point, if you don't know about Portal to Ascension, I'll give you a little summary. Been around for really started in 2006 as an online group. 2008, Portal to Ascension was created. 2009, we began doing international tours on extraterrestrial channeling, sound healing, taking different people up and down the coast from San Diego to Canada, and just kept building momentum, really. Up until 4 to 5 years ago, I moved everything. I almost went bankrupt from doing events on the road because just the overhead from, getting venues, traveling, all that stuff. So I almost shut down Portal to Ascension entirely. And around 4 to 5 years ago, I had an idea. Why don't I just move everything online? So 4 to 5 years ago, I created the Portal to Ascension University, in which we started with 1 event a month. And now we have around 4 to 5 all-day summits, workshops going on every single month. And this event, the Portal to Ascension Summit, is truly like my manifestation of everything that we've done. It's around our 80th to 90th event of the year. And this is our gift to the world. This year has been really good to us. Portal to Ascension has been thriving. Our whole entire website is becoming more solidified, our platform. So what we wanted to do is really provide this event as a tool for transformation. Many of us, in this community are thriving and feel good about what's going on right now, and some of them aren't. And then people who aren't in our community, right, who don't know what's really happening and may be in fear, could really be stuck there for quite some time. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create this huge event, and this graphic that you just saw is an older graphic. Our actual date is 1st to the 5th, like Deborah said. That one's at the 4th, and we now have 4 panels. So I wanted to do this kind of family reunion where all the top speakers that we really have worked with, and some that we haven't but have been following for years, that I wanted to bring under one umbrella to create this huge gathering in order to provide tools of empowerment, positivity, and inclusion. We do events on all types of topics, including global corruption. We have people talking on different points that might think opposite than someone else. But this event, we're putting all that to the side, and we're focusing on our true intention, which is inclusiveness and unity in these times, and also providing tools and techniques in order to transform and empower ourselves, what we can do with our times, how we can more harmonize ourselves with what's going on in the world right now, and what to expect in the years, and decades to come. So that is what this event is. It's a 5-day event, October 1st to the 5th. Right now, I think we have around 53 speakers, 14 MCs. We have 4 panels. We have the Ascension panel, the Divine Feminine panel, we have the UFO Disclosure panel, and the Experiencer panel. So it's going to be nonstop epicness, musicians, just a lot of fun and excitement. So please do check it out. Go to ascensionconference.com. It's a free or by donation event. So if you don't want to pay anything, you can attend it. And if you want to donate, you can do that too. So go to ascensionconference.com. You can check it out there.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you so much, Neil. And we're going to see hopefully all of you there. It's really wonderful. Everybody's coming together, all the collaborations, Deborah, Neil, so many people you're going to hear about the Disclosure Fest Foundation a little bit later. But now it's really exciting. We've got one of our, certainly possibly the most popular person that we've had on this show. He's just an extraordinary man, and we're really excited. He took a little bit of a break, which was well worth it after all that he did. This is Mark Sims. He's the guy who made Harmonic Convergence 2020 happen. And it was an extraordinary event that really was started and pretty much was all through the month of July. And it brought the world together. I just want to acknowledge Mark is one of the most generous human beings I've ever met. And what's interesting about Mark is that he's an extraordinary businessman, very successful. He's an entrepreneur, a computer scientist, an engineer. And he's like really this grounded guy who's also very highly connected to the extraterrestrial and higher realms. And he really, in my opinion, kind of represents the future. When we're looking at Mark, we're looking at where human species is going. He's got a big heart, he's compassionate, and yet he's grounded and he makes things happen. So Mark, we love you, and we're just so grateful to have you back with us.
Thank you for that amazing introduction, Scott. I really appreciate it. And it's great that you and everyone who participated in the Harmonic Convergence got so much out of it. It was a real calling, 5 years in the making. From the original vision that I had through a very deep meditation practice I was that had happened back in 2015, and it was a real passion and a major effort of mine and lots of other people, and so I'm really quite proud of that. And thank you for inviting me back. I have been on a little bit of a hiatus, kind of focusing after the Harmonic Convergence, which ended in mid-July. I've been dealing with a lot of personal things and kind of recovering from the Harmonic Convergence in a certain way. But I've also been very busy with some interesting projects, and I'd like to talk about a couple of them. One that I haven't spoken a lot about, except with my closest friends, is something I started doing back in 2014. So to roll back a little bit for anybody who may not know my story, I was a businessman from Michigan. I had retired after having two companies that I'd started. And during that retirement in 2012, decided to go to California to attend Dr. Greer's CE5 retreat, what he called a CE5 ambassador training. And I was skeptical. I was also an atheist my entire adult life. But I decided to attend, and on the fifth evening of a 6-day event, I saw a ship appear above our group. I was not the only one to see it. And later that night, in the privacy of my hotel room, I decided to try this meditative practice that I had been learning with Greer. And that resulted in me having a face-to-face contact experience with an extraterrestrial named Tejbar. And that, of course, profoundly affected my life. And it, among other things, made me more open-minded to the possibility that there is life after death, that there's a part of us, some conscious part of us that survives death. And that took me on this 8-year journey that I've continued on to discover things about that experience, to try to understand it better, and to learn more about the nature of reality and consciousness itself. And one of the many things that I began looking into was artifacts from an area of central Mexico called Abuelos de Jalisco. And Jalisco is a state in the middle of Mexico. And Abuelos de Jalisco is a very large city in Abuelos, or in Jalisco. And there's an area there called El Toro that the locals in that area believe is the ancestral home of the Aztec culture and the cultures before them. And this is called is more notably known as Aztlan. And there's a actual Wikipedia page on Aztlan. It's spelled Atzlan. And it is a mythical place that, was the kind of birthplace of the ancient Mesoamerican cultures, especially the Aztecs. So of this region, I discovered in 2014 that there have been for decades, even maybe centuries, these artifacts that have been dug up from the ground in the remote mountains of that area. And I began collecting them. I was fortunate enough to meet a friend or a person who was not a friend, just a casual, coincidental introduction to it, who had shown me some of these artifacts. He lived in Sedona, Arizona, and I began collecting them. I became fascinated with them. And since 2014, I now have over 300 of these artifacts in my collection. And so I'm just going to show you a few of them. This is one of the artifacts. And I'm going to quickly go through a few of these. They're really remarkable, especially the imagery that's depicted on them. This is called a Vimana. It's basically a flying saucer-shaped artifact made of stone. And on the back of it is what appears to be a winged angel with a hood of a dog or a wolf. And these images are just fascinating. This is another artifact. This is a mosaic piece. It's just beautiful. Not only is it well crafted, but it's almost like puzzle pieces. I mean, if anybody knows about stonework and what it takes to create something like this, it's no easy task. And this one has many inlays of different stones. And the last one I'll show, well, the second to last or third to last actually, is this one. These are all documented in a new book called Mexican Paleo Contact. If anybody wants to check this book out. There are literally thousands of photographs of different artifacts from this area. Many have been carbon dated. And I actually have one here in my hand that has been carbon dated by 2 independent laboratories. The radiocarbon dating laboratory at Arizona State University in Phoenix, Arizona has carbon dated this, and I have the report right behind my computer here, and I'm going to show you the results of that report. But I just want to show you some of the details on this artifact. On the edges are these incredible engravings, symbols or hieroglyphics. On the back is a scene that looks otherworldly. And I don't know if you can make that out really well, but it's quite fascinating. When we got the reports back from 2 independent labs, well, let me just show you. Because this is a stone artifact, there's no way to carbon date it, but these inlays have a special epoxy or glue, and that does have carbon in it. So we used a tool to scrape enough material that could be then sent to the lab for carbon dating. And the reports that I have are right here. This is the one from the University of Arizona. And I'm just gonna, it's a 3-page report. And on the back page here, the final page says that the age of this is 9,500 years old. Now that predates every known culture, in the Mesoamerican culture, and except for possibly the Paleo Indians who, were hunter-gatherers. They weren't known for any writing skills, or, they had pottery and that kind of thing, but the artifacts, they're not known for. This is a second independent laboratory in Miami, Florida, called Beta Analytic Radiocarbon Dating Laboratory. And I'll just, again, go to the last page. It's a 4-page report. And on the last page, again, we have 9,240 years old. So 9,240 years old in this report. So these are quite compelling reports to support that, there's something unknown to us. And what's so remarkable about all these artifacts that I have in my collection, and there are many other collectors, is that they depict extraterrestrials, what are clearly extraterrestrials, interacting with indigenous cultures. The Aztecs primarily. Most of my artifacts are clearly of Aztec origin, except for this one that I showed you that was carbon dated. That is a special one. These, I believe, are not that old, but I haven't carbon dated any of these, but this is a really cool one. And I've left this for last because I don't know if you could show it, Scott. I sent you a video. If you could show this. This is a piece. Before you show it, I just want to explain that this was found with 2 pieces. It's got what looks like a classic extraterrestrial with the elongated head and almond eyes, holding what is unmistakably a human head. And in the top of the human head is a hole or a depression that then the second piece can go into. So I'll go ahead and roll this footage. This is one of my favorite artifacts in my collection from Morelos de Jalisco. It depicts an extraterrestrial with the classic almond eyes, holding a human head. And there's some beautiful etchings on the bottom and on the back. and it's just a beautiful piece in general. But what's really interesting about this piece is that it includes this little insert that we can place here. And then if we put it on a level surface, it will sit still. But if we take out the little triangular piece, it won't stand up.
Wow.
To me, this is a story about the extraterrestrials and maybe their connection to humans, that they are taking their own consciousness and downloading it to the creation of their own, a human being. Let's try that one more time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I really like that piece. And to me, it's telling us something. And that is that we are potentially the ETs. I know that's kind of a cliche among us, but I really have become a believer in my research over the years that we are indeed their creation, and they take great pride and love us because we are in effect their children, and they are our ancestors. And in many indigenous cultures that believe they come from the stars, they do believe that their ancestors are from the stars. So this is a very common belief with Lakota in North America, down in indigenous cultures down in South America, and all over the world. It's really remarkable. So that kind of concludes my little presentation. I just want to give a big shout out to Adrian Valhera. He is organizing Disclosure Fest. I'm going to be speaking there. He's a really good friend of mine, and I just really admire him and all the hard work he does. So I encourage everyone to participate in the first virtual festival for Disclosure Fest. And I will be there doing a presentation. And then there's the First Contact band that was performing for the Harmonic Convergence event back in July. And I've got a special performance that they'll be giving at Disclosure Fest. So I just want to mention Adrian and give him a big shout out. He's really a remarkable human, and I'm really honored, and it's a pleasure to be able to be participating there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mark. And I also want to let everybody know that I'm so interested and intrigued by what Mark is showing us, that on Friday night, October 9th, we're going to have a special edition of Straight Talk, kind of the talk show that I do every Friday night with my partner, Trish. And it's going to be all about what Mark was just showing us. So I really want to encourage everybody to mark that down. Friday night, October 9th, 2 weeks from last night. And it'll be Mark going into much greater depth about these artifacts. And we might maybe bring on another expert who can really kind of talk about really our ancient roots. And I think that this is something very important as we are moving into a whole new future. It's really time for us to embrace the extraordinary reality that we are having some sort of an extraterrestrial ancient past and probably a near future. So once again, Mark, thank you so much for being on our show. We love you very much. And I don't know if hopefully you'll go back and see so many people have been writing in the chat box. We love you, Mark. Welcome back, Mark. I saw people saying things like the harmonic convergence was the highlight of my year. One person wrote, if it wasn't for harmonic convergence, I would have gone crazy. So you're very much loved and appreciated, Mark. So go back and take a look at what's in the chat box. All right. Um, so, you know, every week, as Deborah mentioned at the beginning, we support people that have been challenged. We support, for a long time, we've been supporting nonprofit organizations, but we also support individuals. And here in California, we're having our worst wildfire season by far. To give you an idea, and we've had 5 years in a row, terrible wildfire seasons. The record for most acreage burned in an entire wildfire season prior to this year was 1.9 million acres. We are already at 4 million acres this year alone, more than double the previous entire worst season. And we haven't even hit our worst month. October is the hardest month. So we're going to be continuing to support people who have lost their homes and have been affected. And so I want to just share with you an example of this. This picture was taken about 3 weeks ago. And it was, whoops, wrong direction. It was the home of our friend Eric, who we're going to meet in a moment. Some of you may remember we had Eric on the show once before. And this is his home, his recording studio prior to the fire. You can imagine how much work goes into creating a recording studio with all those mixers and keyboards and guitars. You know, it's, and of course his altar. And this is what it looked like after the fire, including a car. It's just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And so we are raising money for an entire organization, which is called the Phoenix Rising from the Ashes. And it's a nonprofit organization that is raising money for all the people who are impacted by the Santa Cruz fires. And we were originally going to have Shimshai with us tonight. Shimshai is a beloved musician. Many of you may know him. He lost his home. He lost his recording studio. He's part of this Santa Cruz group. And he sent me a text message today saying, man, I'm so sorry. I hate to bail out, but my family and I are really struggling. The kids are really unhappy. I just need to take care of my family tonight. And I said, don't worry about it. So I called upon Eric and asked Eric if he'd come on and just kind of talk a little bit about what's going on. So Eric, I am putting the spotlight on you. There you are. There's Eric and his beloved behind him. Eric.
No, I mean, she's a beloved. She is a beloved, but not my partner person. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much, Scott and Deborah, for having me on the show again. It was so nice to be here last time. I'm back in Santa Cruz now, and that's cool. I'm actually in Bonnie Doon. This is a lovely, one of my best friends and one of my clients also, who was one of the most, one of the people who visited my studio the most. When we were working on her second album, and the fire creeped up literally 5 feet from the driveway of this property. And you know, it's just amazing what makes it and what doesn't. And
Yeah.
the last many days, I called in on the pre-check-in. I was in my full hazmat suit and the breather mask, and just been picking through the rubble. And it's just such amazing, powerful medicine that, you know, you never know how it's going to come out. You know, what makes it and what doesn't. You know, in the context of a fire, but in the context of any moment, you know, like any moment, you don't know what's underneath the next thing. And so as I've been peeling back the layers of the foundation and finding treasures, some immaculately preserved in the inferno somehow, and other things that I imagined, oh yeah, I'll find out, and we find are like completely obliterated. And, you know, at this point, everything's a bonus. Just finding things is just really cool, and hearkening the concrete objects, just things that are still with me. They're still sharing their beauty within the cathedral of my memory in my heart. So super grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for being with us. Your internet's getting a little spotty, and so you're kind of breaking up a little bit. Hopefully, Eric, if you can work on the internet so that when it's time for you to play your song a little bit later, we're going to have Eric play in about 20 minutes or so. So maybe you can work on that. And I just want to encourage everybody to please support the Santa Cruz fire victims by going to our GoFundMe. You can, Deborah has been putting the link into the chat box on Zoom and on Facebook for Unify and Facebook for Love Coach Academy. Or you just go to GoFundMe, put in Global Peace Tribe, and the money we're raising tonight is going to go to the Phoenix Will Rise, which is a combination of people in Santa Cruz who lost their homes. And we're also going to be supporting Adrian's Disclosure Fest Foundation, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the program. But thank you. You know, we are blessed to have our health, and for the Global Peace Tribe to come together the way that we do. I'm so proud. We've raised over $35,000 through this show over the last 4 months and have supported so many different organizations and now so many people. And we're going to continue to support victims from the fires for the foreseeable, certainly for the next month at least, or maybe even for the whole fall season. So thank you again for being very generous. We're going to come back and hear from Eric a little bit later on in the show, and hopefully he'll play a song. And thank you, everybody. And yeah, Eric, just see what you can do to get that internet going, okay? It's right now it's a little too
Yeah, I think it's
spotty.
better now. I closed all the other applications.
Well, we're going to come back to you for your song a little bit later, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's just really something. Thank you. All right, it's my pleasure to turn it back over to Deborah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Scott. And thank you, everyone, for all your donations. It's such a pleasure to be able to take this green love and give it to people in need and organizations that are helping people in need. It's really powerful. So thank you. And we've had some great speakers so far with Meg Bendict and Mark Sims. That was amazing. And we have another one for you, Billy Carson. Billy Carson is the founder of Forbidden Knowledge. He's a best-selling author, the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets. He's an expert host on deep space. Basically, he's a major researcher. He goes around the world discovering what's been going on in ancient history, what's going on in the galactic reality. He has an amazing background of information to share. And he is continually researching, continually has a lot to share. Billy, thank you so much for coming on now. And we'd love to hear what you have to say of our theme this time, the amazing disclosure of all. Who are we, along with what's being disclosed now? So please share with us what you think is important for us to know right now. Thanks.
Absolutely. Billy. First of all, thank you for having me back. It's exciting. I'm glad to be back on here. I always enjoy the opportunity to speak to the people out there that are trying to find an alternative way of thinking to enhance or raise their consciousness, to learn more about themselves and the universe. So this is really exciting. This is like, we're like the pioneers out here trying to really help usher mankind back into a golden age. So I'm very thankful to be a part of it, and it's a great time to be alive right now. I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I would like to show. If I can be allowed to share my screen.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. And let me just get it queued up here. And let's see.
While Billy's doing that, I just want to let everybody know that as you see, he's amazing and he's accumulated a lot of information. And so you can learn more by going to forbiddenknowledge.tv. Now that's the number 4, BIDDEN knowledge.tv. he's got this incredible channel going with Conscious Streaming TV. And at the end of our show, during Community Connections, we're going to show a trailer that shows you a little bit more about what he's doing. So definitely make sure you go to forbiddenknowledge.tv.
Thank you very much.
Ready?
Really appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, let's see. Share.
Here we go.
All right, great. So we want to talk about, okay. We want to talk about, the fact that we are light beings and that all that really truly does exist in this third dimension is light. The universe, we live in a light universe, and light is conscious, just as the first speaker came on to talk about earlier today. Light literally is conscious. Not only is light conscious, but the electrons that orbit every atom are also conscious. And electrons and atoms, even themselves, are made up of light due to wave particle duality, which we'll talk about. So the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, we will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries in its existence. This is Nikola Tesla, what he said. And that quote is so powerful because what Nikola Tesla is saying is that there's an unseen world that carries a vast amount of knowledge, not only about what's out there, but what's inside of us, the power that we have inside these avatar bodies, and we just need to learn how to access it. In some small way, Nikola Tesla learned how to access that power, in which he would actually do his inventions in his own conscious, in his mind. And then he would even work through all the problems of those inventions, see if they worked or wouldn't work. And he would correct the issues and problems in his mind. And then he would build his actual, template or a replica of what he thought of. He would bring it into the third dimensional reality. So his prototypes is how he made his prototypes. So he understood that there's something beyond which what we're seeing in the physical. So many times we as human beings take what we see in the physical realm as being solid reality or the true nature of reality, when there's so much more going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. And because we're not aware of that, we're limiting our potential in a lot of different ways. In order for us to break out of this shell and continue to move on to the higher dimensions of thought and spirituality, we need to understand that there is a realm out there of spiritual divine energy, and that we are interconnected with that world in this light universe that we're living in. I'm just going to read this here. All things in all universes move according to law, and the law which regulates the movement of the planets is no more immutable than the law which regulates the material expressions of man. One of the greatest of all cosmic laws is that which is responsible for the formation of man as a material being. The main objective is to reveal the workings of the law which connect man the material and man the spiritual. The connecting link between the material man and the spiritual man is the intellectual man, and the mind partakes of both material and immaterial qualities. The aspirant for higher knowledge must develop the intellectual side of his nature so that his will be able to concentrate all powers of his being on and in the plane he desires. In other words, we have to create our own reality. The great search for light, life, and love only begins on the material plane, carried to its ultimate final goal, which is the complete oneness with the universal consciousness. The foundation of the material is the first step, then comes the higher goal of spiritual attainment. Concealed in the words of Thoth are many meanings that do not appear on the surface. Light of knowledge brought to bear upon these tablets, the tablets we're talking about, the emerald tablets, will open many new fields for thought. Read and be wise, but only if the light of your own consciousness awakens a deep-seated understanding, which is an inherent quality of the soul. This is an excerpt from my book, Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, which is also part of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And what's powerful about this, he's talking about understanding how to tap into deeper levels of consciousness, and that there's cosmic laws in effect and in place, that once we reach those higher levels of thought, we are able to literally manifest our own reality into the third dimensional plane. And we do this all the time. So a lot of people are complaining about the state of the world as it is today, not realizing that this is actually part of the process of getting to the next level of humanity, getting to the next level of consciousness. It's all about, these are the growing pains that you have to go through. And even when a baby starts to walk, the baby takes a couple of steps and then it falls. And then when the baby stands up again, the brain remembers why it fell that last time. It makes a slight adjustment and correction. And it keeps making adjustments and corrections until the baby can finally walk consistently without falling. In other words, what happens is a baby then begins to make a series of controlled falls. And that's what a human being does. We're in a controlled state of falling when we walk. Now you take that to the astral plane, it's the same exact thing with consciousness. Right now, we're in a state of controlled falling. We're trying to obtain that state of controlled falling. In other words, where we can catch ourselves and keep the corrections going so we can progress and move up and eventually go from walking to running. It's a process, but there are universal laws that affect that. Light equals intelligence. The light of your brain is intelligent because light photons are intelligent. Now, every time you make a thought, every thought that you think creates an electromagnetic wave, which are waves of light. Even though you can't see them because a human being can only see 1% of the light spectrum, those are light waves. And those light waves leave out of your skull and go out into space-time permanently. So all information from every single thought that ever been thought in this entire planet, in the entire universe, are all out there in space-time. Just like the 1960s versions of I Love Lucy, those radio waves, think of them as thought waves. They have gone out. Radio waves are also what? Electromagnetic frequencies, light waves. They are now still traveling through space. If some distant civilization can pick up those frequencies and tune into them, if they have the technology, they can actually watch I Love Lucy. Same thing with our thought pattern. This is where the information for the Akashic records comes from. It's because every thought that you think literally goes into this database of space-time. It's out there. All right. So light equals intelligence. So we're sending intelligent light waves out on a consistent basis, and we're also receiving intelligent light waves on a consistent basis. Just like the first speaker talked about, we are right now, every so many years, every 26 to 27,000 years, our solar system undulates up and down the galactic equator. And right now we're dead center, or right even with the equator of the galactic center, which is emitting this hyperburst of these incredible cosmic waves, which are light waves that are coming into our body, altering our DNA, altering states of consciousness, literally, and helping usher us into this age of Aquarius, which officially starts in 2025. So it's really going to be an amazing thing. And we have to understand that we're operating under the principle of mentalism in this universe. Everything is mind. The whole universe is mental. We literally are living in my opinion, in a conscious entity, a conscious being, so to speak. And why would it be a light universe? Because our consciousness is made of light. So why wouldn't the entity of the universe be made of light as well? That's just my personal opinion. I think that we're part of something much bigger, as above, so below. We are literally a holographic replica of what's really out there. And we're just a small part of it, but we contain the whole within inside of it. And understanding that we ourselves have the same exact powers and possess the same exact abilities as what we see at a higher level, what we believe as this God divine figure, because that same spark, that same energetic divine spark created everything that's here, including every atom inside of our body and every photon that enters our body. We ourselves have the same exact energy and power inside of us. So what we've done as humans, a lot of times, if we relinquish that power and we give it away to others or to other entities or to other things, saying, okay, for example, I need some help with something, so I'm going to beg this other entity for help, instead of realizing that we are the saviors. We are sent here to save ourselves. A lot of the help really is inside of me, and tapping into that. How do I tap into that information? How do I tap into that? Well, the first thing starts with understanding that we're a light being, that the same divine energy and spark that created this entire universe is inside of our body, and commanding things into reality, commanding things into your existence. And some people always ask me, well, how can we do that? Because I can't make a planet. We create, as human beings, we create things all the time. For example, there's a cell phone here, okay? Somebody thought about this cell phone. This cell phone started out in the consciousness platform, a conscious platform. That's where it started out, floating around in the ether of space-time as somebody thought about what shape, size, texture, and feel that they wanted and what the functionality would be. From there, they then went into a two-dimensional platform where it was drawn on a piece of paper or taken into a computer as a CAD design, computer-assisted design, to render as looking like a 3D object, but really it's only two-dimensional. From there, it's then given to an engineer, the specs of it. And those specks then are turned into a three-dimensional object that can be manipulated in 3D space-time that we consider to be physical reality. So this phone started off as a conscious light wave, and then light then converted itself into physical matter. Everything is thought, and everything in this universe is operating that way. And we ourselves as human beings, everything on our planet came into fruition from a conscious light wave coming out of our own brains. So we ourselves are creating reality moment by moment. So we take it for granted because we don't understand that's what's happening, but everything starts as a conscious light wave. And because of that, we can literally create the reality that we want on this planet and in this universe. And it starts with understanding the power of thought and changing the way we think about things, changing the way we think about each other. And then we can move forward and we can begin that slow jog to hopefully to a full run at some time in the future. The light waves that we see right now are only red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. We can only see 1% of the light spectrum. This is why you're not aware of all these light waves going on around us. You don't see gamma, you don't see X-rays, you don't see ultraviolet. There's a whole multi-spectrum going on all around you right now. And if you could see all the light waves that exist right now in the room you're sitting in, you would probably freak out, okay? So we can only see 1%. However, there's a whole world, another whole universe going on all around you as we speak. And matter of fact, in physics.org, they talk about that the first ever photo was taken of a light particle converting from, it's a wave particle duality. They caught the light particle turning from a wave of potential into a physical object, okay? Now we knew that this existed because everything in the entire universe, science found out, exists as a wave of potential. Waves of what? Waves of light. Electromagnetic frequencies is all that literally exists. Nothing else exists. Solidity is an illusion. How do we get solidity? Consciousness interacts with a wave frequency and then converts that wave frequency, collapses it into a solid object. When you're not at home, your home exists as a wave function of potentialities. When you pull up and you see the house, it collapses into a structure again. It's the same for everything that exists in the third dimension. It's hard to wrap your mind around, but this is a science reality. This is a science reality. Everything exists as light. A human being both exists as solid matter and also as a wave of light. How do we know this? Well, we have the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. You take an atom and you spin them around this thing, you crash them into each other, and what happens? We discover that only thing that exists in this third dimension is light. So even your body is made of light. We are light beings housing a light consciousness, and we have to understand the power in that. There's a lot of power inside the human body. So scientists discovered that the average human body contains about 37.5 trillion cells, your body. Each cell generates 0.07 volts of electricity. At 37.5 trillion cells, that's 2.6 trillion volts of electricity in your body. Your body right now houses 2.63 trillion volts of electricity inside of it. So when people say the power is in you, you have the power, it's not just a saying. You really have the power. It's inside of your body. This is where the energy comes for Qigong, for Reiki healing, and all these other amazing things that human beings are capable of. It's not magic. It's because they learn how to harness the power and the energy inside the human body. And that's the next step for us. This is where we all are headed right now. We're all headed in understanding and learning these things so that we begin to go through meditations, go through teachings and trainings, and learn how to tap into this ourselves so that we can learn how to harness our energy, learn how to command our own power to create our reality tunnels. And it all starts with one major thing: to get yourself on a high vibration, having unconditional love for yourself first. Because the first thing you have to do, you have to love yourself. Once you love yourself the right way, meaning you forgive yourself of everything you've ever done wrong, or you thought you did wrong, all your mistakes and everything else. Don't wait for another deity or an entity or somebody else to forgive you. Start by forgiving yourself. Give unconditional love to yourself no matter what, and then spread that unconditional love out towards others and being of service to others. Learning information like this, spending time reading, doing research, studying, learning how to command things into your reality by positive thought, conscious thought, using the law of attraction, and understanding that abundance should flow to you automatically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without fail. And this world will become a much better place. That's what I wanted to share with everybody tonight. I appreciate the time. And please check out my new TV network, forbiddenknowledge.com. It's on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and I also have some shows on Amazon Prime as well. I couldn't hear that.
Hey, I want to thank you, Billy.
Thank you.
And I want to encourage everybody to go to forbiddenknowledge.tv, really start dropping into the incredible wisdom that Billy has acquired and accumulated and is providing for us. Billy, thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, when we put this show together, it's like, we got to get Billy Carson. We got to get Billy Carson. And by the way, I just want to tell everybody, if you want to have a bigger experience of him, he is going to be one of the featured speakers at Disclosure Fest. So again, everybody, it's coming up October 10th, October 11th, Disclosure Fest. And Billy is going to be one of the primary speakers there. So you definitely want to catch him there. Thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, one of the things that we really love is mixing it up on this show. So, you know, we have music, we have inspirational speakers, but you know what? We also have comedy and magic. And one of our favorite gals is Heather. Heather Rogers has been on the show now 4 times. And every time she just delights. And so we always love having her come onto the show. And I'll tell you just a little bit about her. Heather is a magician, a mentalist, and a mistress of mischief. She has performed at venues ranging all the way from Barack Obama's inaugural ball to San Quentin Prison. So, from the White House to the Big House to our house tonight, would you please help me welcome San Francisco's top female comedy magician, Heather Rogers.
Good evening, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here. It's interesting that when people really commit to the greater good, they're sometimes seen as subversive. I became a cyber hacker because I was tired of seeing our data being sold to the highest bidder. I became a biohacker because I wanted to help people with wellness. And I became a consciousness hacker because I wanted to help people take their power back from all the programming, trying to keep them in fear, isolated, and paralyzed. So tonight, I'm on a mission in conjunction with everybody else to remind you of who you are. And it's pretty infinite. So I need a volunteer to help me, who's maybe someone in the panel here who I can talk to and maybe they can help me out. Hey, Gary, do you want to unmute yourself, my friend? Can you help me out here?
Yeah. Hi.
Thank you. Well, let's see. We're going to begin by accessing, well, I love what Billy Carson said. He said, the universe is mind. It's all light. It's a mentalism universe. So it's technology. I'd like you to take your cell phone and go ahead, Gary, and just go to search and go ahead and search the words images.google.com.
Okay, I got it.
All right, images. Oh, sorry, it's not that. It's images dash. I'm sorry. Let me get you here. So images-google.com. You got it?
Got it.
Okay, great. I want you in the search bar to type in any animal that you think of. It could be your favorite, could be your disfavorite, your least favorite, but any animal.
Okay, I did it.
Okay, and I'm going to tune in to you and see if I can access what it is you're thinking. All right. It's vague. It is an animal. I'm not seeing it. I sense at one point you thought of an ostrich. Is that true at one point?
Oh, that's very impressive.
You thought of an ostrich.
How did you know that? This is not planned.
This is not planned. And you animal.
That's not the one I picked now.
No, but the one you picked, well, you picked a few. You picked, I'm sensing monkey, animal, monkey. I'm seeing monkey, lemur.
Should I give you a clue?
Yeah, give me a clue.
They're really not cuddly.
Very interesting. I'm seeing the ostrich, my friend, but something I'm really seeing about this is that this animal is both sacred and sublime, right? It has a teaching of burying its head in the ground like so many of us do. Maybe there's gold in the ground, right? I just love it. Let's do another one. What I'd like you to do, I'm going to take this envelope, I'm going to pin it to the curtain. All right? We're pinning it to the curtain, and I have a article. I'm going to bring the table here because I want you to see the article fall on the table. And I'm going to bring this scissor up and down this article, and I'm going to send you a line from this article. Okay, Gary? And that line is in this envelope. So we're going to see if you're able to receive the transmission. Billy said this is a universe of mind.
Wait. I'm supposed to receive the message?
Yeah, you just say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
All right, I'm cutting right where you said. It fell off. I'm going to pick it up very quickly, and I'm going to put right up close. It says, dedication would be required. Did everybody say that? Dedication would be required. Could you see that? That's where you told me to cut it.
Right.
And in this envelope here, pinned up, is the prediction. Let's see if it matches. Dedication would be required. Wow. So that's really interesting. Let's just do one more. And I'm going to actually tune into you and sense who you are as a being. All right. We've got, good luck. We've got all these different cards. I'm going to ask you to say stop whenever you want, Gary, whenever you want.
Stop.
Okay, please memorize this card. I'm not looking.
Okay.
It's important for me not to look, so I'm going to do this right. All right, now I'm going to ask you to just open your heart and let me see your soul. And I'm going to also ask you to imagine the card. And I want you to imagine at the end of a hallway, sitting on a table, very far, but still visible. How am I doing? Pretty good. Okay. All right. Now, Gary, I'm going to try to draw the card as I see it. I'm sensing information about you. I'm sensing you are someone who is very deeply involved with sonic resonance. And you use the sonic resonance to actually heal the world. And I'm also sensing that your journey has been a journey of maker to master. And you have faced death you faced down death. I'm seeing this. And it has actually made you transmutation itself. Is that correct about you?
I agree with that. Yes.
All right. We've never met before, and there's no way someone can read in a search if someone has faced down death. That's actually very private information, isn't it, Gary? Actually.
Yes, it is.
Yes, but I see you, and we could all see each other. All right. I've attempted to draw the card. Is this the card?
Oh, I so wanted to be the card.
It's not the card.
No.
All right, everybody, I need help from everyone in the room now. All right. In fact, I need you to be dedicated. I need you all, like this said, Gary, you agree that dedication is required?
Absolutely.
Okay, you agree. All right. I mean, everybody, pull it together. Imagine that there is a card in this deck. Imagine this is actually a deck, and that his card is slowly rising out. Oh my gosh, we did it. Well, I'm going to
Oh my God, that's amazing.
First, let me say it to Gary. Love, Heather. Today is 9/26/20, and I'm going to actually give this to you. Scott, to Gary, love, Heather. And I think you're an amazing being. You're dedicated, you're powerful. You think of animals that are sacred and yet sublime. There's nothing you can't do. Now, before the show, actually yesterday, I made a recording of some predictions that would happen in this program. Scott, can you please run the recording that I made yesterday?
I just want to say this is legit. She had never talked to Gary before. She sent me this video, and wait till you watch it. It's pretty interesting.
This is being recorded on September 25th, 2020, a full day before the broadcast of Saturday Night Alive. I have some predictions about a person who I will meet that night. Your entire life has been about using sonic resonance and soulful transmissions to change the frequency of Earth. You will agree that dedication is required. You will choose an animal that is both sacred and sublime. Your life's journey has taken you from being a maker to a master, and now you achieve the impossible on a daily basis. You have faced down death and made peace with it, and now you are transmutation itself. And lastly, you will pick the Two of Hearts.
Wow. I'm impressed. Thank you.
You're an amazing
Maker and
miracle.
master. I love that.
Yay,
Thank
and you're all a miracle. Thank you so much. And I will return for another set. Blessings.
Now you know why we love having Heather on the show. Isn't that fun? And you know,
Awesome.
you can get a mini magic course at www.minimagiccourse.com, or just to learn more about Heather, go to heathermagic.com. Bring healing and delight to others with playful magic. And that's one of the things we love about Heather. She's very, very playful, and she is going to come back and do a little bit more later on in the show. Take it away, Deborah.
Thank you, Scott, and amazing, Heather. Thank you so much. And now we get to have another incredible speaker that's going to speak to our theme. And as you know, in the last 40 years, there have been books that have come into our world and really activated a whole level of new consciousness, have allowed us to see things in a different way. And a lot of us have all read it and gone, yes. And this is one of these books. James Redfield is the author of The Celestine Prophecy, which was a New York Times bestseller for many years and an international bestseller. The novel spent over 3 years on the New York Times bestseller list. And then he continued to write additional sequels, The 10th Insight, Holding the Vision, The Secret of Shambhala, In Search of the 11th Insight. And now he is also the author of The 12th Insight, The Hour of Decision. And we're so happy to have him with us and speak to our theme, and especially with what's going on in this evolutionary time on the planet now. So thank you, James, for being with us.
And guess what?
Yeah.
James isn't here.
James
was with us. James was here. He was here for our pre-show check-in. And James is not in the house. So Gary Melkin, if you can get ready, we're going to move forward to the next item on our agenda. Don't know what happened to James, but hopefully he will come back soon. And as soon as he comes back in, we'll pop him in. But you know what's wonderful about our show is we follow the flow. This whole show began 4 months ago when we were doing fundraiser for our dear friend Fantuzzi. And Fantuzzi has a wonderful line: "Blessed are the flexible, for they shall never break." So we are now about to be flexible, and I'm going to put the spotlight on you, Gary, for a minute. And while you kind of get ready, I'm going to read a little bit about you so people know who Gary is. And we're going to be seeing a lot of Gary today because he's got some really cool stuff happening. He is not only the person who drew the Two of Hearts, but Gary has for over 25 years been creating music for feature films, television, major commercials. He's one of the most extraordinary musicians that any of us are blessed to know. But he's also known for co-creating the globally acclaimed CD book called Graceful Passages. It's supported 1 million people to compassionately reframe their relationship to living, dying, and loss. He was the composer for Thrive 1 and received the 2013 Hollywood Music in Media Award for Best Documentary Soundtrack. And Thrive 2 is opening tonight, and we're going to hear Gary talking more about that a little bit later. He's got 7 Emmys and ASCAP Film and TV Awards. We are blessed to have with us the one and only Gary Melkin. Take it away, Gary.
Thank you, Scott. Hello, everybody. Well, while everybody was birthing the Saturday Night Live experience, I was, for the last 6 months, working on the score to Thrive. And it was a transformational experience that we'll talk about. But on the theme tonight, I want to start with a little poem that I love. Who we are, disclosure, right? Who we are. And we are love, right? We know that. Love is all there is. I love this poem Then when I sing what I'm going to sing after the poem, I want you to all join me with the vow that is called "At the calling of this love we come." And many people have say songs are like prayers with wings. So when you sing this phrase, "At the calling of this love we come," allow it to be a vow that imprints in your body, your soul, your heart. So here's the poem. Dear human, you've got it all wrong. You didn't come here to master unconditional love. This is where you came from, and this is where you'll return. You came here to learn personal love, universal love, messy love, sweaty love, crazy love, broken love, whole love, lived through the grace of stumbling, demonstrating through the beauty of messing up often. You didn't come here to be perfect. You already are. You came here to be gorgeously human, flawed and fabulous, and rising again into remembering. But unconditional love, stop telling that story. Love doesn't need any adjectives. It doesn't require modifiers. It doesn't require the condition of perfection. It only asks you to show up and do your best, that you stay present and feel fully, that you shine and fly and laugh and cry and hurt and heal and fall and get back and play and work and live and die as you. That's enough. It's plenty. Will you take my hand, and together we will stand at the edge of time, at the threshold of a land. This is our ancient home, the one we've always known. At the calling of this love we come. Before time and death, inside every life and death, behind each face, inside every grief and grace, there is a timeless call, alive inside it all. At the calling of this love we come. You join me hand to heart at the calling of this love we come. I carry the ancestors in my breath, with their wisdom and their wounds. I follow the children beyond my death. This will be their planet soon. Between grace and ash, where the future meets the past. Between wing and flight, beyond thoughts of wrong and right. There is an ancient, this is our ancient home, alive inside the unknown. At the calling of this love we come. hand, and together we will stand at the edge of time, on the threshold of a land. This is our ancient home, the one we've always known. At the calling of this love, we come. Sing in your own room right now. At the calling of this love, we come. At the calling of this love, we come. Where the heart has learned to heal, bringing all we need to heal. At the calling of this love, we come.
Oh, Gary, God, that is so gorgeous, so incredibly gorgeous. Just amazing. I'm so glad to have you with us.
So glad to be here. It's always divine timing, right?
Yeah. Gary's going to come back 2 more times tonight to talk a little bit about Thrive and also to play a song to close us out. But you can learn a lot more about Gary. And Gary, your main website is Wisdom of the World. Is that correct?
That's it, wisdomoftheworld.com. And on the day that Thrive got launched, today was the day I launched the almost completed version of my brand new website. And I'm so excited about it. I've been working on it for years, and it's all about vibrational intelligence, and I will talk about it more when I talk again.
Okay, great. We're really excited to hear that. And thank you so much, Gary. Oh, what an amazing group of people we have with us every week. It's such a blessing as our global peace tribe comes together. And every one of you watching, whether you're in our Zoom room, and we've got well over 400 people that have been with us on Zoom the whole night, and the thousands who are watching on Facebook and through all of our different broadcast partners, you are all really, really precious to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to take a minute right now to thank those who have donated. And again, the donations are going to support the Santa Cruz fire victims. And you're also going to learn a little bit more in a moment about our other nonprofit that we're supporting. But I want to thank the individuals. So thank you, Marcella, Steve, Stan, Neil, Angela, Lorna, Susan, Meg, Noel, Tim, Karen, Jeff, Terry, and Francis. Thank you all so much for your generous donations. And we always give thanks to everybody. And a lot of people came in and anonymous. I always like to joke that this person anonymous is very, very generous. So we're grateful for that. We also want to thank our broadcast partners. You know, this show just continues to grow and grow and grow. And a big way that it grows is through our broadcast partners. So we want to thank Unify. We are now going to be on every Saturday night. You'll be able to find us on Unify. So we're grateful for that. And it's wonderful because it's introducing us to so many new people. We want to thank New Realities TV, our good friend Alan Steinfeld, Kitty and Frank over at Earth Dance Global, the Sign Network, Sean and Summer Raymer, Global Days of Unity. Last week we had Chris Decker on our show, Awake TV Foundation, my organization, Love Coach Academy, and then our 2 partners that we're working with tonight. You're going to continue to hear about them, the Disclosure Fest Foundation and Adrian Valera, and Neil Gar's Portal to Ascension. So thank you to all of our broadcast partners, and thank you to those of you who are watching us on one of those ways of watching us. And remember, you can still come on into our Zoom room, and we want to really encourage everybody who's watching on one of the other portals or on Facebook, come on into our Zoom room. Go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. And that way, honestly, we get your email address. And what's great about that is then you're going to get an email on Monday that gives you not just the link to the replay of this show, but all 24 previous shows that we've done. Plus, once we have your email, we give away gifts. Love Coach Academy gives away free discovery sessions with our love coaches. And there's all sorts of other wonderful options just by getting on our email list, because we're building community. We are building the global peace tribe. That's what's happening here. More and more people are joining our webpage, our Facebook Messenger page. We're getting to know all of you. And so please do join us. And it's exciting. And to tell you a little bit more about what's coming up, I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And yes, thank you so much for your donations. It's an incredible world. We're basically putting this out to the universe for free. And we love your donations that come in that really help us to do a high quality broadcast for you every single Saturday. And because of your donations and because of our sponsors, because of our broadcast partners, because of our collaborators, we've gone ahead and created 13 new shows for the fall season. That's October through December, of incredible topics, incredible speakers that will be coming through. And I'll share a little bit about that. Next week, this is a very special show we're going to have, Healing of the Divine Masculine and Feminine, which is so important right now. We're going to have some top speakers with John Gray, Men from Mars, Women from Venus, book fame, Ariel Brown. We're going to have Pato Batan, the incredible reggae star who may do some music for us, but he also is going to be with his wife, and he goes very deep into masculine and feminine sacred relationship. We're going to have Eden Amadora, Satya and Suzanne. We're also going to have the incredible reggae band Indubious, along with Nina Gray, who's an incredible singer that was with us a couple of months ago. Then on October 10th, we are doing quantum healing of body, mind, and spirit, and we're going to have Deepak Chopra back with us again. And October 17th will be Empowering of the Divine Feminine. October 24th, Reality Creation, the New Earth Manifesting. And October 31st is actually Halloween. So we're going to have an incredibly fun All Hallows Eve and Sacred Samhain broadcast. November 7th is going to be right after the election. So we are going to have the theme of post-election recovery. So that's going to be incredibly interesting. On November 14th, we're bringing back a show that was really popular several weeks ago, Honoring Wisdom of the Indigenous. November 21st, we are going to host Teresa Collins, Global Coherence Pulse, Building Islands of Coherence. November 28th, we're going to celebrate community, and we're going to have a theme of how to create community and creating community that you can live in on Thanksgiving weekend. December 5th, we're going to go deep into secrets of ancient history. December 12th, relationship mastery, which is so key to being healthy and surviving and thriving now. December 19th, we're going to celebrate the winter solstice activation. And on the last day, on 26, we're going to do a recap of the best moments of Saturday Night Alive during the whole year, special moments of Saturday Night Alive. And for this new season, you need to register again. It'll be a whole new Zoom link. And we appreciate your donations when you register, which is optional, but we appreciate it. It allows us to do a high quality broadcast. So look for that link that's going to be coming out by email and by Facebook, or go to globalpeacedrive.com and you'll find the link there for the new season. So make sure you do register for the new link for October 3rd next week. So, and then we're going to go back to our GoFundMe and share about our additional nonprofit that we're going to be supporting. And again, please go to the GoFundMe, share whatever green love you can. And Scott's going to tell us a little bit more about our next GoFundMe.
Yeah, so we're really happy to have Adrian Valera with us. He is who puts on the Disclosure Fest event, but he also has been doing really, really beautiful work for a long time. So we're going to see a quick little video about the work he's doing, and then we're going to meet Adrian. So here we go. Let's learn about the work that Adrian's been doing.
Hi everyone, this is Adrian Valera with Disclosure Fest Foundation. We are a multicultural initiative-based nonprofit platform here in Los Angeles, primarily focusing on 6 initiatives. Our mass meditation initiative, a mindful yoga, music, healing and arts vegan festival, Feed Our Souls, our homeless initiative, Star Seed, our children's initiative, our clean air initiative, tree planting, forest restoration, our beach and river cleanup initiative, and our Every Elder initiative.
For me, it's about sparking something in humanity and our creativity and our passion for being with each other and the planet. It just makes my heart smile.
One of our initiatives that we're most known for is the Mass Meditation Initiative, which happens every year, summer solstice, in Los Angeles State Historic Park. Up to 22,000 people. This is a mindful yoga, music, healing and arts vegan festival. So we kind of touch on all these different ways for people to activate our higher consciousness. Meditation, workshops, and so many indigenous elders from numerous tribes come and inspires people to tap into a different frequency, something that sparks and activates our being. One of our most important initiatives is called Feed Our Souls, our homeless initiative, where we do these mini pop-up festivals in Skid Row, working with our homeless brothers and sisters on the streets, and bring different organic, plant-based foods, healing sanctuaries, a space for children, clothes, barbers, showers.
Can we show up and can we support each other? This is an honor for us to show up, to be present with our neighbors.
I'd say my favorite time was Feed Our Souls on Skid Row. The joy you see when somebody gets treated like a human and helps you connect back to that we're all connected.
One of our other initiatives that we do at Disclosure Fest Foundation is our Star Seed initiative. We go into schools where our children are dealing with severe poverty or actual homelessness. So we bring a curriculum into these schools with different teachers, yoga teachers, instructors, sound healers, and we bring 100% plant-based foods.
This love and aloha, these peaceful vibrations, Jah.
So bringing these mindful meditation, yoga, sound healing, parkour, Jedi basketball to schools like this and work with children that are working with so much trauma. It's a healing exchange for these children and also the community of volunteers, instructors and teachers that join us.
They get to really drop into their ninja self and they get to surprise themselves with what they're capable of.
We all feel equal here.
Yeah.
When I found Disclosure Fest Foundation, it helped me find more purpose in my life. Living a life of service has helped my depression.
One of the first initiatives that we introduced in 2017 is our Clean Air Initiative. This initiative partners with multiple foundations like Tree People and Arroyo Seco. We plant trees and restore forests and waterways. We restored waterways on multiple mountains. We planted over 26,000 trees.
The trunk of the tree wants to be in the sun and in the wind and the air.
The tree that I just planted is called Coast Live Oak, which is the most important species that here in California, the lungs of Santa Monica Mountains.
This initiative is also designed to activate our root. When you're planting a tree and your hands are in the soil, you're remembering that connection with Mother Earth. Also in 2017, we introduced our Beach and River Cleanup Initiative, partnering with other foundations like Heal the Bay, Oceans Conservancy. It's great for the community to come out, put their feet in the sand, connect with the earth. Within a few years, we picked up over almost 30,000 pounds of trash. Some of the things you learn, how this trash affects our marine life and their habitat. And making a difference in the survival of that ecosystem is so important for the community. So in 2020, one of our newest initiatives that we partnered with Alma is our Every Elder initiative. This is an initiative where we and our volunteers go into convalescent homes, retirement homes, assisted living, and just sit and listen to our elders. A lot of them have been forgotten, and we bring meditation and sound healing, industrial crafts, musicians that can sing a song, and when you can bring the community together, it's such a beautiful, amazing thing. Disclosure Fest is all about being of service, and just know you can be a part of something that serves a homeless person in the streets, a child, or Mother Earth, or our oceans. So join us at Disclosure Fest Foundation. You can go to disclosurefest.org.
Everything we do is volunteer-based, so whether it's coming to a tree planting or joining us at Feed Our Souls, any one of our initiatives requires the energy and the passion of the people in our community around us.
If you feel called, on our website you can sign up an application to become a volunteer. We'd love to have you, or support us in donations.
And if you feel really strongly about one of our initiatives in particular, we can make sure to direct your donation to that initiative. So please don't hesitate.
And love to see you soon.
That's amazing. There's so many incredible things that Adrian is doing. And I'm just getting to know him. I know he's a longtime friend of Deborah's, but he is just doing so many different things. And we've got the man with him. It was hard to pin him down. I got to say, we were going to try and have him on the show a little bit earlier today, but he was probably off feeding a homeless person. Adrian, welcome. And thank you so much for all that you're doing.
Hey, thank you for having me, Scott. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. And obviously, Deborah, you and I have been, on the path for a long time together. And it's just thank you for all your help you've done with, all of our initiatives. And I really appreciate what you're doing with this show, really sharing some abundance with so many foundations, so many people in need. And yeah, thanks for having me on. Such a blessing.
And tell us a little bit, which of the, because I know people are going to be donating, and we're giving half the money we raised today towards Disclosure Fest Foundation. What are the initiatives that you're most kind of focused on at this time?
Yeah, since this global reality is set in, some of our initiatives we've had to kind of do a different way. Like October 20th, we have our Feed Our Souls. We've been doing these every few weeks, and basically it's still different. So we're delivering to food banks. So we'll get volunteers together in a kitchen locally, and then we'll put together 250 to 500 meals. We've been trying to get to 1,000 meals in these shows. So, within these events, we've been trying to get there. We've been getting close to 500. So keep an eye on that. It's all going to be October 20th. And then our Starseed initiative, our children's initiative, we're going to start doing more virtually with some of our partner schools like Crete Academy and KIPP. So those are the two ones we're really focusing on. It's a shame because we started our Every Elder initiative this year where we start going into assisted living, and that was something so important because, and I can't wait to get back to it because, each one of our initiatives are geared to activating a different part of our ascension keys. So when we're, at our Starseed initiative, we're working with our children, we're really tapping into our inner child and inner child wounding that we may have, and things that, and energies and emotions and traumas that may go back to different past lives. So, and the same thing with our Every Elder, when you're working with our our elders and communicating and listening to life, listen to their life stories and experience, and helping them get feeling re-empowered again. That activates a whole nother section within our ancestral wounding and past. And so each one of our initiatives are also geared towards just a symbiotic healing process for the community, the volunteers that are showing up, and the community we're there to show up and serve. So being of service is just so important. And it's something that is hard to remember because we've created this reality to be in this timeline where our time is very busy, and there's so many distractions that finding the time to step away from that paradigm, and also that service to self, because we're also in survival modes. We had to pay rent, we have to pay our mortgage, we have to pay all these things and survive in an economy that's not serving everyone equally. We tend to forget that part of us being of service is such an important part that activates so many parts within our ascension keys and timelines. So it's really, I really encourage people, if you're not, you know, in LA, or we have like 5 chapters, DC, Toronto, Denver. And so if you're not in any of where our chapters are and we're doing these initiatives, find a way to be of service. It's really going to help within this process, within all this energetics that are really brightening up this planet and allowing all these beautiful memories of, you know, our connection to the universe to, you know, come back and to our forefront of our mind. So.
Absolutely. It's so important to be of service. My mentor, Marshall Rosenberg, had a beautiful quote. He said, "The greatest joy in life is contributing to the well-being of others."
Yeah.
So I want to just encourage everybody, you can contribute by please going to our GoFundMe. In a moment, we're going to bring Eric back. Hopefully he'll be able to play a little bit. But I also want to acknowledge somebody who's been incredibly of service to the world, and that's Jay Mayer. Jay is an ongoing sponsor and has been really helpful. He sponsored several of our shows, including the most recent Indigenous Elders show we had on a couple weeks ago. He's bringing on next week, in 2 weeks, he's sponsoring our healing show. He's helping to sponsor our relationship show, and he's bringing back the Indigenous Elders in November. So just really want to take a moment to shout out, thank you to Jay. And Jay, of course, is the creator of Light Touch. Every morning, a lot of us in Love Coach Academy and other friends of Light Touch, we gather together at 8:30 in the morning and we do prayer. We pray for the world, we pray for each other. So definitely you can learn more about this by going to light-touch.me, light-touch.me. Thank you, Jay, for just being such a good friend to the world, such a good friend to Saturday Night Alive. And we're looking forward to the shows that you've sponsored starting next week with Honoring the Divine Feminine. And finally, I want to, as I turn things over in a moment to Eric, I just want to remind everybody, imagine if you're home, imagine that. Really, it's extraordinary what's going on with the fires right now. It's absolutely, in California, it's a really, really hard circumstance. And I'm just going to bring up this photo here. This is California. This is what's happening right now, even as we speak. There are so many fires going on. And so we're going to continue to support tonight Disclosure Fest Foundation and all the wonderful work Adrian's doing. We're going to support several different people through the Santa Cruz Phoenix Shall Rise program again. And to kind of just play a little bit of music, and hopefully while Eric is playing, and hopefully the internet's going to be good. Eric, I got the spotlight on you.
Hey guys. I hear a bunch of background noise. I think that somebody's got some really nice crickets in the background, and
I will mute everybody else that I can.
I think it was Jay.
Okay, yeah, it was Jay.
Good spot.
All right, Eric. So while Eric's playing, just want to invite people, be generous. Go to the GoFundMe. Again, it's GoFundMe, Global Peace Tribe. And let's support Eric and all of our friends. And take it away, brother.
Thank you so much. Does it feel like the internet is working a little better?
Internet's much better. You're a little soft, so just speak up as best as you can.
All right, I'll do that. I might sit on the ground.
If you have the ability to adjust your microphone volume, you're just a little soft.
Microphone volume, let me check. Let's see. Yeah, hold on 1 second here. Mic volume. Yep, I can.
This is like, we're all coming from these different homes all over the world. Isn't it amazing that a show like this can actually go as well as it normally does?
Seriously.
All right,
is that better?
Yeah, I think you're much better. All right, Eric.
Great. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Scott and Deborah. Glad to be back here. Back in Santa Cruz. You know, it was the month mark I left and was running from the fires in Oregon and Northern California for weeks. And I just got back a few days ago and was able to go up to the land and have some you know, time sitting in the shade of the trees that were left and just take in the power of the fire, you know, just so, whew, so humbling. And yeah, I'm just really grateful that I'm here and I get to share some music with you. This is the prayer of my life, is to share music and to sing these songs. So thank you. Thank you. Just let the song speak for itself. Well, only time can tell what's meant to be from this golden well water flowing freely. With an open hand, what will be, will be. In this prayer we stand, flowing toward the mystery. Letting go, I'm getting closer, closer than I've ever been before. Ooh, oh, oh. I watch it grow and tend the fires right beside the waters overflow. Going home, and all that I know is the joy of loving you, just the joy of loving you. With a gust of wind into which we breathe, on a joyful wing, higher we are carried. Letting go, I'm getting closer, closer than I've ever been before. Oh, I watch it grow and tend the fires right beside the waters overflow. Going home, and all that I know is the joys of loving you, just the joy of loving you. Above the clouds all is free, where we soar, allow all to be. And on the ground feel our feet, oh, they're the roots, nourish the seeds. But in our hearts where they meet, the earth and sky sweetly sing. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Letting go, I'm getting closer, closer than I've ever been before. Oh, I watch it grow and tend the fires right beside the waters overflow. Going home, and all that I know is the joy of loving you, just the joy of loving you. Yes, the joy of loving you. Yes, the joy of loving you. And know is the joy of loving you, just the joy of loving you.
It's a joy to know you, Eric. Even though we met you under such difficult circumstances, it's beautiful to have you as a very important member of our global peace tribe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Deborah?
Yes. Thank you so much for that beautiful song, Eric. Really touching. And thank you so much for holding an impeccable space of gratitude with all that you're going through. You're a beautiful teacher as you come on and share with us. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, for me, for many years, I've been feeling as if I'm transitioning my value into the things that can never be taken away. You know, a number of years ago, I got robbed and lost my car, and all this crazy stuff happened, and it just kind of changed the way that I felt about what was important. So, you know, losing my home was hard, but the most valuable things are, you know, always, you know, forever perpetuated in their own beauty, in their own existence of just being. So I'm grateful for those teachings that help me feel peaceful in a time that's crazy like this. You know, find something to laugh at, or some joy, or some, you know, comedy in the tragedy. So yeah, thanks for having me. And I might have to drive home, but I'll try to be back. I live the place I'm staying is about an hour away. So if you want more, I can play more soon, but I'll have to leave soon also. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's one of the beauties of these challenging times, is the teachings and the growth and the transmissions and the love that's shared. And we have another amazing transmission for you. The Stargate with Pragit and Julianne is one of my incredible teachers. And again, the universe provides the next level of teachings for us to embrace and take us to the next level. And the Stargate has been one of my primary teachers for the last 7 years, I believe. The Stargate is an interdimensional doorway. It's a sacred geometric structure that emits a powerful conscious energy that moves people into higher level meditation and connects you with the multidimensional realms. This is a true experience. And Pragit and Julianne are an amazing partnership. They work with the Stargate and they channel and transmit Alcazar together. They both transmit this multidimensional group that comes through them and gives very high level teachings, quantum level teachings for the new paradigm that's emerging now. So we had them on a couple months ago, and we wanted to bring them back during this incredible theme that we have now to continue working with the disclosure, the greatest disclosure of all, but really who are we and who are we becoming now through all this transformation. So thank you, Pragit and Julianne, for joining us. And we'd love to know what you and both Alcazar says to us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Deborah. So the Stargate is actually channeled sacred geometry, and our guide Alcazar is a spokesperson for a group of universal masters. And their whole focus, the whole focus of the Stargate work, is to assist with the awakening of humanity. And so the question, who are we, is a profound question. And there are so many layers and levels to that. So we'll let our guide Alcazar come in and talk about that.
And so, beloved ones, we greet thee, 'tis Alcazar. And indeed, it is a great honor to be with each and every one of you in this moment of your now. And as many of you sense or know, you are far more than this human form that you are existing in these moments, in this lifetime. Most of you accept the reality that you have lived many, many lifetimes here in different human forms. 100 lifetimes maybe even more. But beloveds, you are far more than this human incarnation. You are what we call a super conscious being. You exist not so much in the human form. You exist as pure consciousness. Your super consciousness is the real you. And part of your super consciousness is within this human form. Your super consciousness has chosen to be part of this earthly human experiment. Much more is happening than is known by most people. Your super consciousness is eternal. And if it is eternal, then it has been elsewhere before you lived here. That is exactly right for each and every one of you. You have lived in other planetary civilizations around your universe before you chose to become human, before you were selected to be part of this experience here on Earth. Your scientists will tell you that the universe is expanding. It is. But they do not always tell you that consciousness itself is always expanding. And humanity is just one of many civilizations that exist in your universe and beyond. And many people say, oh, but that can't be true. Our scientists have been looking for these signs of life in the universe. They have not found anything. No, beloveds, for two reasons. The first is most of those civilizations don't want to be found yet because humanity is still struggling with aggression, lower frequencies, fighting each other, not taking care of everyone. As you change the way you live, you will find more and more connection with the global, international, universal, and beyond. So, your super consciousness has always existed, will always exist. So you have lived elsewhere in the universe. You have lived in societies that are millions or even billions of your Earth years older than humanity. You are the new kids on the block, so to speak. So, what is happening here? Who are you really? It was decided that representatives from all these different civilizations would come together on your Earth. You would all put on this bodysuit so that you all looked similar, having come from very different civilizations, all advanced, all enlightened, as you would call it here, enlightened and beyond. And so it was decided to bring the wisdom, the skills, the knowledge from all these different societies, to bring them here to the Earth, to create a melting pot, so to speak, to create something that had never happened in the universe until now.
And so, beloved ones, you are far more than perhaps you have grown up believing. But we would suggest that somewhere inside, so many of you have a tangible, a felt sense of yes. Yes, I am this eternal being. The access point to the vast super consciousness that is the real you is within. All the masters have said this. All of the senses that you have in this dimensional reality, your sight, your felt sense, even fragrances, you can experience in the higher realms, the higher dimensional realities. And so it is not just your cosmic Akashic record that you will begin to access as you reawaken. And we say reawaken, for you have been enlightened before on these other planetary civilizations. And so you are simply remembering how to awaken to your true nature, where you have access far beyond just your history to the living creativity that is within you. Creativity from around your universe beginning to blossom forth through individuals who are connecting. It is already occurring here. And so we would invite you to look out for this. You are on this beautiful variety show where there is an eclectic gathering of so many beings who are sharing their particular focus in this lifetime. There are so many people here to assist in the transition and transformation on this, your earth.
And so, beloved ones, as you look out into your world and you see your societies collapsing, you see on your various media the challenges that are occurring. They do not show you the beauty of those things that are emerging. Free energy, as you would call it, magnetic energy is coming to you. It is already here. It will be available. Can you imagine what that will be like if the energy is free? But beloveds, know this. There is so much assistance, so much support waiting for humanity to ask. Call forth the guides. Call forth those whom we call your star family. For as we have said, you have lived elsewhere. Your family from the stars, your family from the society that you came from is waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to connect again. And part of the Stargate work, although there are many aspects to it, part of the Stargate work is to enable first the understanding and then the connection to your family in the stars. And so, beloved ones, know support is already there. We await you. We invite you to invite us into your world to support the evolution of humankind. We are Alcazar. We love you and we bless you. We honor each and every one of you. And we will talk to you again very soon.
You two bring so much beauty, so much hope, so much inspiration. Just so grateful. And, you know, truly you are helping to attract the Stargate family, and really want to encourage everybody to have more of the experience of the Stargate family by going to stargate.live/star family. I know that Deborah's putting that, or has put that into all of the chats that we can, into our Facebook pages. But and just anybody who's just listening, go to stargate.live/star family and tell us what can people look forward to seeing when they go there.
So the Stargate experience is all about raising your vibration to a place where you're far more sensitive and you can actually feel the guides, beings, energies in the higher dimensional realities. So what they're going to get when they go to stargate.live/star family is 4 different evenings that we recorded live here in our house in Mount Shasta that will guide people into having an actual experience of subtle energy. And in that subtle energy, feeling your star family. So if you're curious about that, have an experience.
Another aspect of who you truly are. Thank you all for giving us this opportunity to share with you.
We love having you on the show, and we hope you'll come back soon. And while you were talking just now, I'm reading a comment in the Zoom room from Kim Manley, who writes, Julianne and Pragit and the Stargate experience has changed my life. Thank you, Deborah, for introducing me to them last August. Blessings. So that just came right up. So
beautiful.
Thank you both so very, very much.
Thank you, Scott.
Hopefully we'll see you again soon. You know, we really are bringing together family in so many ways and so many different aspects and elements of the Global Peace Tribe. And another element is our friends Foster and Kimberly Gamble, who created the first Thrive movie that really changed the world in many ways. And as fate would have it, tonight is when they're having the big launch of Thrive 2, and we're so blessed to have Gary Melkin with us. And Gary's going to talk about it, but I'm going to start by showing the trailer. So this is the trailer for Thrive 2, which is a movie we all need to see, all about the incredible important solutions that are available to us for these incredible times. Launching globally tonight. Isn't that amazing?
Today, actually.
Today. And, you know, some of the major speakers you've seen have been on our show, Greg Braden, Nassim Harriman. And so we're so grateful, Gary, to have you with us, because I know that you've told me in some of our private conversations this week that working on the score for this movie was the most extraordinary project of your career so far.
Without question. And it was the timing of going into the COVID shelter in place while starting the film score, which was, I started the end of January and end of February, we were hunkering down. And I had to confront the part of me that had used my external universe as a reflection to avoid facing and grabbing a hold of myself. So I had to be like a chrysalis, and it has accelerated my journey so profoundly, Scott, that if we had more time, I could tell you I'm a different person, and in all the ways I needed to be, if you know what I mean. I feel like I got this download of the unified field, scoring these images thousands of times, and I got something that was irreplaceable. It was pure grace for me. Hardest thing I've ever done, but it was the greatest thing.
And how do people see Thrive? What are the ways that people can find it?
Well, you go to thriveon.com, and they've made an incredible situation because they believe that everything should be financially incentivized for people. So when you see the movie, you're going to want to host screenings, and they make it easy for you to do that. And you can rent it, you can stream it, you can join their subscription series where there's a constant program with Foster with questions. And I want you to know when you're going to want to not just rent the movie, you're going to want to buy access to streaming because you're going to want to see it 10 times. It's that good. And the thing that really, so thriveon.com is the deal where you see it. And if I have time, I'll say something else, but I want you to lead that story, that's the interview.
Well, thank you very much, Gary. And we're going to hear from Gary one more time tonight, at least, maybe twice. I'll be going to play another song in a little bit.
Scott, can I say one tiny thing more?
Yeah, of course.
Tiny, just that the metaphor of scoring a film, creating the music with my music partner, Dan Alvarez, is very much like the epigenetic story of our inner story of what we're telling ourselves, whether things are half full or half empty, or just whether we're grateful for the glass itself, right? So the film score to the movie is like the inner voice of our minds. And so what I found was, how do you write music that will enable people to receive the message of Thrive, knowing that a positive future awaits humanity? And that's what drove my days. That was the challenge, that was the purpose of my process with the scoring process. How can we create a score that will give people a subliminal experience of having confidence in a positive future during this dark time? So I just wanted to say that was important for me to share.
It's very important. Let's just all take a minute, not even that, couple of breaths. Let's just all breathe together and hold that vision of the positive future. Knowing that as chaotic as this birth that we're going through is, as we're hearing from so many of our speakers tonight and throughout all these weeks, recognizing that we are the imaginal selves. We're the butterfly cells finding each other in the chaotic soup of the dying caterpillar. That's who we are. That's who you are, and each and every one of you who can hear my voice, who's watching us tonight. Holding that vision for a very positive future and getting the resources, whether it's inspiration from our Stargate experience friends we just heard from, or the wisdom from Billy and Meg earlier in the show, or what we're going to see when we watch Thrive 2. And we will do some sort of a screening through Love Coach Academy of Thrive 2 in collaboration with Saturday Night Alive and the Global Peace Tribe. So we're learning, we're growing together. Very, very beautiful. And so from one extraordinary musician, Gary Melkin, to another wonderful musician of a different generation, it's now time for Kiyoshi, who's going to bless us with a second and very special and appropriate song. Hey, Kiyoshi, welcome back.
Hey, how's it going? Scott, thanks for bringing me back again. Just get my sound all set up. All righty. Can everybody out there just go ahead and give a round of applause for Scott and Deborah and all the amazing participants, hosts, leaders, teachers, healers, starseeds. It's been such a beautiful time so far. I'm going to perform a song called I Am Love. It's bringing us back to who we truly are. We are all divine emanations of God, of love and light. So this song is a positive affirmation from my affirmation EP you can find on Spotify and all the music platforms. I am love. So yeah, I did a whole album of affirmations through hip hop form. So I'm going to teach y'all a dance. So if I want to invite anybody who feels called to stand up and get up and dance. If you're sitting down, you can do this dance as well. So anybody, wherever you're at in your comfortable seated position, standing up, it doesn't matter where you're at, who you are. But first, everybody go ahead and take an inhale, hands up overhead. And exhale, release, sigh it out. All right. Just get a little warmed up, activated a little bit more. So the dance for the song goes like this. I can't help myself. So point to yourself. But I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else. Because I am so full of love, love, love. So get your hands up. I am so full of love, love, love. Now won't you stand up? Awesome. Good job, y'all. All right, so here we go. I'm going to test the music out. Let me know if you can hear it. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear the music.
I hear it.
Yeah, cool. My voice sounds okay over it? All right, we'll rewind that back. Here we go, y'all. Y'all ready to dance? Here we go. Yeah, one time. Yo, it goes, I can't help myself. But I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else. Love, now won't you stand up? One more time, everybody sing. I can't help myself, but I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else, cause I am so full of love, love, love. So get your hands up. I am so full of love, love, love. Now won't you stand up? Check, yo, it's the universal language connecting. I better get him up. It's music in the air, disco and funk. That we just dress to impress, spreading love. That we dance the night away. Sweat dripping right up on down your face. When I rock the stage like Nas and Jay, we celebrating like a holiday. And we can stop. So many different races of love in the culture. Like Folks, you can taste the rumble, but it doesn't matter black or white. Can't deny the fact when we dancing. Like bald eagles breaking walls beyond all these false egos. Like we rocking naked. So take it back like the rest of the booty. Y'all ready? I can't help myself, but I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else. I am so full of love. Put them up, y'all. I am so full of love. Now we gotta live against the realness. Winging the hips like Elvis. Honored and privileged. We start with two, we shake the building. Yo, they get subconscious. In like women in conscious. Melody sweet like Starburst, like soccer players, the kick it writing lyrics like Austin. Hey, y'all know the game. Go for the love, let the fortune fame. Came back to over the this color came out old and gray. Yeah, I am peace. I got bass spring inside of me. On this head nod out to see Captain Louis Bob and weave. Hands up, follow me. Sing.
I can't help myself, but I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else.
You are so full of love.
I am so full of love, love, love. So put your hands up. I am so full of love, love, love.
One more time, y'all doing good out there.
I can't help myself, but I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else. I am so full of love, love, love. So put your hands up. I am so full of love, love, love.
We're gonna take it back old school. Remember this? You want it, you got it. If you want it, then baby, you got it. If you want it, you got it.
You got it.
If you want it, then baby,
you want it, baby, you got it. Oh,
oh yeah. Y'all looking out good out there. Right now, we're gonna do some crowd participation. I want y'all to follow me. So, we're gonna go right now. To the right. Now we're gonna take it to the left. To the left. Now everybody take it low. To the floor. Now bring it up real slow. Up real slow. Up to the chorus. Here we go.
I can't help myself, but I'm feeling real good.
Don't need nobody else. I am so full of love.
I am so full of love.
Go ahead, give them up, y'all. I am so full of love.
I am so full of love.
One more time. Keep it going, y'all.
I can't help myself, but I'm feeling real good tonight. Don't need nobody else. I am so full of love, love, love. So put your hands up. I am so full of love, love, love.
Yo.
Won't you stand up?
Hey, yo, when I say I am, you say love. I am. Yo, when I say I am, you say love. I am. Yeah. Give it up for yourselves one more time. Beautiful people. Thank you, y'all. That's my time. We got to hear you, Scott.
I got to unmute myself to do that, don't I? Hey, Kiyoshi, that was really, really fun. Perfect timing to get the energy going. I just want to remind everybody that you can learn a lot more about Kiyoshi by going to Kiyoshi. There we go. All right, unmute myself. Sometimes there's a lot of things that I'm trying to do. So Kiyoshi, we got to, there we go. She was sharing your computer sound. I wasn't able to pull up your thing, but we're all good now. Look at all that this man does. Kiyoshi, tell us about your 8-week transformational Expand Your Expression program. What is that?
So I had to unmute myself again. Yes, so it's an 8-week journey through songwriting, freestyling, and performing. So basically all that I do and all that I've been studying and passionately thrilled about and have been doing for over 20 years, I am teaching in a group container. So you're getting a lot of accountability, a lot of coaching, a lot of support from others, for myself, with in addition to other people along the 8. So each week we're going to be going over different things, different themes, and building it up. At the end of the 8-week journey, everybody's going to have a whole song written. And it's a lot of fun. I had the last course I taught was amazing. It was the first time I ever done it. And so I'm doing it again for round 2.
Beautiful. Well,
so anybody interested, hit me up, send me a message. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Kiyoshi. We definitely want to have you on again. A lot of fun.
Thank you.
So just want to give, this has been one of those shows. We are missing our next guest, who is supposed to be Bill with the Crystal Skull. And he hasn't turned.
Why am I missing? I'm here.
Bill, can you turn your camera on, please?
I haven't turned on, I thought.
Nope. And I was texting you.
Oh, now it's off. Now it's on.
All right. Well, good. We see a chair and a camera, but we don't see you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm here and I'm sitting here. I don't know why it's not getting me through. Let's see.
While you're figuring that out,
okay. I mean, I don't have anything to figure out. I have it turned on. So what else could it be?
It's probably an iPad and it needs to get flipped.
Okay, how do you flip it? Okay. Turn it around or something, move it?
Bill, it looks like you've got two cameras, so just hear me out for a minute. There are
Okay.
two boxes that have your name on it. The one box you turned on, we just see a chair.
Okay.
Right, so I think you need to hit the little device that flips it so that we're seeing you and not the chair. In other words, on like a camera, there's
Okay.
a little button that where instead of it going out one way, it goes out the other way.
Oh, the other way? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see what that would be.
On an iPad, it's like a little icon. It'll be right on your screen somewhere if you're on camera. And
Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah. And while you're
Sorry
doing
about that. Anyway, waiting all this time. Here we go.
we see your fingers. We do see your fingers.
Over here?
I don't know. You're going to have to find it and flip. Just touch the little button. And while you're doing that, there you
There
are.
we go.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
I love this show. Okay. All right, so Bill, we're going to let Deborah give a little introduction and introduce you here.
Great success. All right. This is going to be an extremely interesting presentation. Bill Homan is the steward of the Mitchell Hedges Crystal Skull. This is an archaeological treasure for 80 years, a technological marvel, a sacred artifact. And Mitchell Hedges gave unprecedented access to probe and discover the wisdom contained within it. And these types of tools, again, are what's appearing now for us to work with, to get information from, and to be a spiritual tool. So Bill is the keeper of it. He goes around the world sharing it. You can do meditations with it, which is what we're going to do tonight. And so we thought this was a perfect show for Bill to come on and share the magic of the crystal skull. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you very much. I really enjoy the program so far. All the people, it's really neat that we seem to be all tying together and going to the same goal, sometimes from different directions, but we're all aiming for this higher consciousness. And that's what the skull is all about. It is a connection between the ancient wisdom and power, and bringing it into the now. And by doing that connection, we're working on opening our hearts, because the skull this skull right here works on your heart to open your heart to this universal love that's so important right now. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. The Mitchell Hedges skull was found by British explorer F.A. Mitchell Hedges. He was the inspiration for the movie Indiana Jones. And he was down in Central America, down in the 20s and the 30s, looking for connection between the Maya and Atlantis that he felt. And he heard of a lost city buried deep in British Honduras. And he wanted to, he got all the permits to go down there and try to find it and excavate it. And he found the city, which he wanted to be the White City, but it was Lubantun, which was a city that's uncovered now and in Belize. And in there are 7 pyramids. And on the tallest one, it was said that all the kids must stay off it because it was dangerous. And his adopted daughter snuck to the top one day because she wanted to see the sea, that they said if you went to the top, you could see the sea. And the sun was behind the clouds. And when it came out, the rocks had moved slightly. And through the rocks, there was a light. And when she told her father about it, besides being in trouble, he decided there must be something there. So they started to uncover it, and it started to collapse. So they had to be very careful and move one rock at a time till they finally got this open in a big enough hole for a small person. And Anna was chosen, his adopted daughter. They tied a rope on her and lowered into this pyramid that hadn't been opened for 1,000 years. And she felt something. And when she came out, she came out with the top of the crystal skull. This crystal skull is made in 2 pieces, perfectly made. The jaw is separate. The molines line up perfectly between the top and bottom. It has anatomically all correct, except for the fact that it has 2 more teeth of the human of today. But it has all the bumps on the head. It has everything but suture lines. So, so she found this, this in 1924. It was found on January 1st, her birthday in 1924. And through going ahead in time, she passed it on to me on April 11th, 2007, which was my birthday. Now it just happened that way, but there's a lot of things that are strange around the crystal skull, and it keeps life very interesting. So as we're sitting there, it works on people's hearts. So a lot of you will feel that energy, but it's very peaceful. And what makes the skull so differently is it's made out of the highest quality of crystal, and it's piezoelectric quartz, the same kind of quartz they make computer chips out of. It's made against the grain, which would be impossible, because if you tried to carve something against the grain, it wouldn't be here, it would shatter. It has lenses and prisms that are built inside the crystal, and to build a crystal with lenses and prisms, it would take 0 gravity. So think about this, you think about who made it, and if it has the technology that we cannot duplicate today, it makes it kind of interesting to see where it is and where it came from. But there's a legend of 13 of these crystal skulls, and the legend says that if you had all the crystal skulls and you brought it together, you could have peace in the world today. But the crystal skulls came through saying that if we could put people of like minds together and work with concentration through the crystal skull and focusing the energy, we could have peace tomorrow. So I think, if we're looking at life and how we do things, it's time to make good things happen. And the good things are possible. This hard time we say we're going through now is a shake-up time to make opening spaces for this new possibility of greater consciousness and greater potential in people. And that's what we work on. So another thing the skull said that I say is important. So I only have a short time to tell all these stories, but the skull says that there's more than one type of entity living on Earth. They're the ones that have the connection between soul and spirit. If you have that connection between soul and spirit, you are the creators, creator gods. We create everything. You think about something, you see it next day. We have that ability. We have ability to create good things, and we have the ability to create bad things. What happens if you get out of balance and you're in fear, what you're creating is probably not the best for you. So what the skull says is stay in balance and create forward. And doing that and changing the way you think, it will change your world. It also says there's entities here that don't have the connection between soul and spirit. If you don't have the connection between soul and spirit, there's only one way that you can get power, and that's through destruction. So I'm sure there's people that out there that have people they know in their life that they're really nice and everything, but when you're around them and you leave, you can hardly pick up your hand. You're so tired because they're sucking your energy and they're taking it away. And it's a matter of being aware of where you're with and who you're with and where you put your energy. If you give your pearls to swine, as they say, they're going to walk on it. But if you give it to people that will cherish it, and protect you as you protect them, that's the balance you want. So it's a matter of seeing who and who you have in your life and bringing in your life and putting in your life the people that make you happy and working on this positive stuff. This is a time where so many people are here because they chose to be here, because they have special gifts that they have that a lot of times have been held back. And with the skull, it works on seeing your inner self and opening up these potentials so you can bring them forward, because this is the time right now. It's not like, oh, I'm going to wait 6 months or 6 years and maybe I'll do it. I'll be ready for it. It's right now or never. And we are at that point. And you chose to be here at this time because you have special gifts that help the world, to help bring the people that are searching into this higher consciousness. So it's a matter of us taking our responsibility, and each one of us is important. Each one of us have special gifts. And it's like, to me, I think it's like a painting. And if you bring out your gifts, you fit this painting, the piece in this painting. If you don't, it doesn't quite fit. If we get everybody working together, this painting is going to be beautiful because everything will fit. So it's a matter of working for that. So with the skull, we're going to do a meditation. The meditation works very well because one of the things about the skull, it has a 90-degree turn in it. And it's like in a flying saucer. You see it and all of a sudden it turns and disappears. So it's like takes you from the third plane into the fifth very, very easily and very naturally. So you just go with the flow. And we do meditations twice a month, once for Europe, once for the United States, and once for Japan right now, where if you're interested, it helps. We need people with good hearts and want to work on bringing through this universal love and light, which is, that's the power. That's going to change the world if we can get into that consciousness. So the skull is like an old friend. And some people, it's surprising, they're really drawn to it. And by seeing it and connecting to it, it's kind of opens people up to this new part of potential inside themselves. So when you can see it, there's an ancient people, if they were trying to save their knowledge and put it in something, they say, what would they put it in? They want to put it in something that is very beautiful and very special, that would be saved and protected and honored. And a skull, besides the beauty of it, because you can see the workmanship, but it is something, a skull is something that's loved very much or feared. And so with that, it has a way of protection. So they say that there's the knowledge of the universe has been stored in the crystal skull. And with the new technology, they're coming out with light technology. There's a good chance that we're at that point in our evolution that we can bring this knowledge forward. We always think that we're so advanced and we know everything, but it's time to look at the past. The ancients have the knowledge, and it's just there for us to open up to. So that's what I have to say right now.
Thank you so very, very much. And for people who want to learn more, they can go to this website, which is the mitchellhedges.com. Again, this website is Mitchell Hedges. There's a dash in there, so it's MITCHELL Hedges, HEDGES.com. And that's where you can learn a lot more. There's a lot of information about that, even just tuning in to this incredible energy. And thank you very much, Bill, for coming on and sharing with us.
Well, that's what we're all doing now. We're doing that. We're coming together. We're bringing this out, and we're helping each other on this thing of growth. But what's so important is for us to come in contact and stop hiding our gifts and come out and say, hey, we are the leaders. We're here for a reason, and we're here to help mankind come to this higher consciousness. So that's what's so important. There's people in the audience that are feeling the love, because I can feel them. It's funny because I've been around the skull so much that I connect to it in such a way. So I just want to say, enjoy. And what it does is it opens people up to this higher self, and makes changes, positive changes are really, it's time for that. So my blessings to all of you. So then, yeah, if we do meditations, on new moon and full moon. So you're all on the Facebook. So you have to just go to Mitchell Hedges Crystal Skull Facebook if you'd like to do that. So, okay. Would you like a meditation?
Thank you so much. You know, it's interesting, just as you were saying about how you feel it, you know, our chat box, there's some people writing in the chat box, but sometimes I see somebody will write something that's right at the exact connection. And someone named We Are Energy Beings wrote, yes, indeed we do. So you're pretty.
Yeah, I'm really feeling it. Thank you very much saying that out. Yeah. So.
We still have 325 people in our Zoom room and thousands still watching on Facebook. So it's pretty incredible.
So I'd like to, would you like me to do a meditation, a short meditation now?
Yeah, you know what, to be honest, I didn't know if you were going to, because kind of we had gone a little bit long on your time. Can you do a brief one? Can you do a brief one, Bill?
I can do whatever you think you need. I'll be glad to, sure.
Thanks. Originally we had you for 10 minutes, and kind of course, because you had so much to share.
Would you rather, would you rather have it at the end?
That'd be great. If you don't mind sticking around, because we've only got a few more things, it'd be wonderful to really lead a meditation to send us all off. That'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you for being so accommodating. That's beautiful. Wow. I love our tribe. I love our tribe. And
the tribes are coming together, aren't they? The tribe is coming together. Yep.
It's really something. Really something. And speaking of loving our tribe, I just want to acknowledge that someone under an anonymous donation just donated $1,250. $1,250 to our GoFundMe. That means we're going to be able to really give a lot of support to our fire victims through the Phoenix Rising Project. And we're also going to be able to really support Adrienne and the Disclosure Fest Foundation. So that person who's out there who made that anonymous donation of $1,250, thank you so much. It's just all maximum grace and appreciation for that. And we appreciate all donations. And so I've got a lot of other people that have donated since I last spoke. So in addition to all the anonymous donations, including that one specific large one, we've also received beautiful, wonderful green energy from Kim, Gary, Jay, Ellen, Marjorie, Veronica, Kay, Laura, Iona, Karen, Cherie, and Kim. Thank you, everybody, so much for just your incredible generosity. Thank you for being such an important part of the Global Peace Tribe. And I wish you could see when our recipients receive the money, they get so excited. They're like, oh my God, thank you so much. You know, it's the money, but it's also that strangers are contributing to them. So it's very, very beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, there is a very beautiful woman who is right here with us, who's about to share a little more of her common in magic. It's time for Heather Rogers.
Hi, everyone. Well, we are made of intelligent light energy, and we're going to get those photon packets of light buzzing around the room. I believe that women are queens. I have 4 queens in my hand. Deborah, you are my queen. Can you unmute yourself and participate with me?
All right.
Okay. I have these 2 queens. I want you to imagine that you are taking out 2 of the same color. Which 2 are you taking out?
Do I state it or think
yes, you would say, are you taking out well, I'll just say you're taking out the black queens or the red queens?
The red.
Okay. You are now taking out one of the black queens. Are you taking out the spade or the club?
The club.
Interesting. I move my hands very slowly so you'll see exactly what we have here. We do have 4 queens. The one that you left was the Queen of Spades. The
All
Queen
right.
of Spades is the only one face up. It's the only one with a red back, and the rest are blank.
Uh-huh.
So my queen understands energetics, light, and intelligence. Buzzing about the room. Those photon packets of light are hitting our little telomeres saying, yes. All right. Let's see now. I have a question for, let's see. Kiyoshi? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes,
And
yes.
Jay? I'm saying it right, Kiyoshi, yeah?
You said it correct. Good job.
You're a beautiful wordsmith, my friend. You move frequency with your words. It's beautiful. It's a privilege. You shifted me tonight.
Thank you, Heather.
All right.
I saw you vibing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm still feeling it. All right, now Jay, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay, loving it. Okay, I'm doing grid view, so I see you all. I have a full deck of cards, and one card is face down in this pack. And as frequency, we know what that one card is. We know it, but the mind gets in the way. So let your mind go. So we're gonna use our intuition. We're not gonna use our mind. So Kiyoshi, when I snap my fingers, don't think but say red or say black. Red or black?
Black.
All right, black, lovely. Now, Jay, he said black, so you'd say club or spade.
Spade.
Wonderful, spade. Kiyoshi, say high or low.
Hi.
A high spade. Now this is strange. This is strange, and this is even stranger on Zoom. But I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. At that 4th beat, I'm going to snap. I want you both at the same time to name a card that's high. That's a spade. Do you understand what to do? It's going to be 4. It's basically 4 counts. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Snap. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Queen of Spades.
Okay. What did you say, Jay?
Queen of Spades.
Kiyoshi, what did you say?
The 10.
Okay, come to an agreement. This is the very best part. This is when alchemy mixes with spirit.
All right. All
What
right.
do you think? What do you gentlemen think it is if you come to an agreement?
Queen of Spades.
Queen. We'll go with Queen of Spades.
All right. Now I'm going to slowly take these cards out. So you see, we have a full deck. Every card is face up but one. Let's see if it is the Queen of Spades. There is only one card face down.
What?
The Queen of Spades, just the same one that Deborah picked. Isn't that interesting?
What?
The wise woman, the Queen of Spades. Now, got a couple more, just 2 quick more, because I really respect your time. I don't want to hit you hard, but hit you deep. I'm going to ask, let me see now. Let's see, Adrian. Hi, beautiful Adrian.
I knew you were going to say me.
You're the one. You're the one. All right. There are over 20 countries in Western Europe and Scandinavia. We're not going to think of countries in Eastern Europe because those names are changing a lot and they are quite hard to spell. So I want you to select one of the countries in this list that you can spell easily, because I'm going to go across your mind. I'm going to actually imagine you. In fact, say stop wherever you want so you can actually look at it while I ask. Okay? Do you have a country?
Yep.
Keep your eyes going back and forth across that country. No one knows what you're looking at. I can't know. So I'm going to tune into you, and my telomeres are going to ask you some questions. I may get these letters out of order, but I'm going to try. Is there an A in that country?
There is.
There is an A. Very good. Is there an N?
There is.
Okay, and very, very good. Very good. Take a deep breath for me, please. Everyone, please take a deep breath. We need everybody to help me, including Deborah's kitty cat. Okay. Is there a D in that country, Adrian?
There is no D.
There is no D. I doubted that, but there is an R. Yes.
No R.
No R? All right. I want you just to, there's no R, there's no D. All right, I'm going to just put this down. I'm going to write what I think it is. I'm going to ask you to just send it to me with your mind. Just send it to me with your mind. I'm going to write it down. Was your country Finland? What was it?
Spain.
Good, because that's what I wrote. Across the internet, I read your mind. All right, because we're connected. Yes, you gave to me that information. I can't see anything you don't show me. One more, because there's something very powerful that was said by Bill tonight. Bill said, this is the time. This is now. This is it. I have a light bulb. I can't know for sure what's going to happen with this light bulb, but I'm going to ask you all 309 people watching at this moment on Zoom, and every one of you, to bust this light bulb, thus breaking forever the archetypal matrix that has held us down up to now. This is a moment in time that we are created together. We have been scheduled to be at this moment together. And we are going to try to bust this light bulb with our intention to break the matrix that no longer serves and bust open into a whole new paradigm of love, joy, and ecstatic union. Let's count to 5 together. Everybody ready? Here we go. I'm sorry, it's going to go 5 to 1. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
It is done, and so it is. With that, I hand it back to our gracious host and bid you good night.
That's incredible. I always love what you do. That's incredible. And I'm imagining a lot of people want to know how to get more of Heather Rogers. And you can do that 2 different ways. You can go to heathermagic.com, or you can get your mini magic course from her at minimagiccourse.com. And so, Heather, thank you so much. You're fun. You bring just such great energy to our show. Really, really appreciate it.
Blessings all.
Yeah, thank you. You know, talking about magic, I want to just acknowledge the magic of Light Touch. Light Touch is one of our sponsors. They've been sponsoring us. They've brought shows we would not have been able to do before. And so Saturday Night Alive, being able to continue to a large degree is because of Jay Mayer and Light Touch. And people go, well, what is Light Touch? What is it that you guys are doing every morning? So here's a little video to let you know all about that. You might even recognize somebody in the video. We create peace in the world by creating peace in our relationships. And Light Touch is the most powerful, simple practice that can help us to calm our own nervous system and be ready to really connect. Even when somebody is throwing something difficult at you, even when somebody is off center, Light Touch helps me to get centered, to remember that great spirit is flowing through me, to feel my connection to the earth, to feel my connection to my heart. I've also witnessed how Light Touch has helped so many couples go from being angry, hurt, and aggressive to gently reconnecting. It's a beautiful way to reconnect. So please, take a look, go down to our website, and discover how Light Touch can support you and your relationships. And thank you for watching. That's Light Touch. And right now, Light Touch is working in collaboration with my organization, Love Coach Academy, to provide free support for people going through relationship challenges. It's a hard time, let's face it, and a lot of relationships are struggling. Not just romantic relationships like we're seeing here, but sometimes family relationships. So the first 10 people watching that want to get a free discovery session with one of our love coaches that's being provided to you by Light Touch, you got to go to lovecoachacademy.com. Just go to our website, and right away, a survey will pop up, and you can take the survey. It's free. There's a few questions, just so we know what you're needing, what kind of support you're needing, and then we know what love coach to connect you with for a free discovery session. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Jay Mayer and Light Touch for bringing all this love to the world. And what an amazing tribe we get to be a part of. Really, really, it's very beautiful. And so we're going to kind of wrap up our show with a couple of things. We're going to go back to Gary Melkin, who's got a very special song, especially remember the theme of our show, who are we? Who we are. Gary, what you got for us?
Perfect way to end the night, at least for me. This song, it's called Do You Remember Who You Are? And I just want to engage everyone with this innocence, this childlike innocence of really recognizing that we only know a tiny speck, but there's so much more to all of us. And so many of us were talking about that tonight. I felt the resonance of it. I actually wrote, this song was one of those songs that came to me when my sister was dying of brain cancer, but I've now sung it all over the world, and it has really affirmed with something about when we let out the rabbit out of the hat in a room with all of us that admits that we're not going to be here forever. There's something so beautiful and precious about sharing that space together. And then suddenly we remember who we are. And that's what this song's about, but really recognizing how precious this life is. And like everything I do, it requires a song at the end. So at the end, when I ask you to join me, another vow, just we will remember who we are. You can just sing it. It's very easy. I'll cue you when your time comes. The sun comes up. I hear a cry. A baby's born. I see her eyes. We're made of grace and a wisp of stars. Do you remember who you are? We take first steps and we fall each day. Then we take that breath to go on our way. We're made of hope and a wisp of stars. Do you remember who you are? Seasons come and seasons go, like clouds pass through the sky. First we're born and then we go, without ever knowing why. We have this moment, we have each other, we have this breath of life that's gone in a blink of an eye. We fill our days with endless goals, yet we search and pray to find our souls. We're made of song and a wisp of stars. Do you remember who you are? We plant a seed and watch it grow. A flower blooms, but the petals know where a flash of light and a wisp of stars. Will you remember? Will you remember? Will we remember who we are? Close your eyes for a moment as we're thinking about everything that was said tonight. We will remember who we are. Hand on the heart if you wish. We will remember who we are. Join me. We will remember who we are. We will remember who we are. All together, we will remember who we are. We will remember who we are. We will remember. We will remember. We will remember who we are. We're a flash of light and a wisp of stars. Will you, will we will remember who we are. Thank you, you guys, for the opportunity to share sculpted vibrations, the universal language of human beings, music itself. Thank you, my loves.
Thank you, beloved brother Gary. Thank you so, so much for that beautiful, beautiful song. And it's lovely watching all the people that are, we still have 300 people with us, all writing down, yes, I'm remembering, yes, we remember. And just a reminder that Wisdom of the World is Gary's website. Go to Wisdom of the World for his Wisdom of the World Wellness.
And Scott, just so people know, if people would love to have a soul song session, they can contact me through Wisdom of the World, and I offer these portraits of their divine kind of intentions and goals, and I help them set them to words and into music that becomes a talismanic chant for their lives. So if anybody wishes to go through that, they can contact me through the website. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
All right, one more time. There we go. Wisdom of the World. It's Gary Melkin, this beautiful, beautiful man, and all of us. Let's make sure we go see Thrive. Go to thriveon.com. So again, a reminder that Disclosure Fest and Portal to Ascension are who we really want everybody to know and make sure that they are checking out and registering. And so I just got from Adrian a short 1-minute video, which I'm going to play right now to tell you a little bit more about the Disclosure Fest virtual meditation. Look at all those amazing people that are going to be part of this show. And, you know, it's funny, I'm looking at those pictures and about 3/4 of those people have been on Saturday Night Alive. So I'll have to get the quarter that we haven't got onto the show. Thank you, Adrian Valera, for all that it takes. Believe me, Deborah and I know what it takes to put together a show like that. It's incredible. So thank you so much for all that you do. And I'm going to now turn it over to Deborah.
Thank you, Scott.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And again, what an amazing show. We never know what's going to happen when we put this incredible mixture of ingredients in our soup together. And it's always such a blessing. I want to thank all our presenters. You are all spectacular, our musicians, and even handling all the twists and turns that we go through. And thank you to Scott, my amazing partner, who's there with me 1,000% pulling this off. And thank you to everyone who donated tonight. It is so great to write those big checks to the victims of the fire and the nonprofits that are here. It's really incredible. We have been able to donate over $35,000 to people in need during these last months as we produce this show, and it's really incredible. And also I want to invite you to our new season. Next week, October 3rd, is going to be the beginning of the fall season, October to December. We have 13 new shows. And next week, our theme is going to be healing of divine masculine and divine feminine, which is so important and so needed now. We have John Gray of Men Are From Mars, Women's Are From Venus. We have Ariel Brown. We have Pato Batan, the incredible reggae star, along with his beloved and many other people. And then the next week, October 10th, is going to be Quantum Healing of Body, Mind, and Spirit. And we're going to have Deepak Chopra back. And we have an incredible 13 other shows. I won't list them all now, but if you've registered with us, you'll be getting an email and the invitation. And if not, please this week go to globalpeacetribe.com and sign up for the new season. And I'll put the new season link in the chat box now and in our Facebook friends at Unify and Love Coach Academy. So you can sign up now that you want, and then you'll be in touch with us. And you can just donate to support us as you register, or if you can't, that's okay too. We want everyone to participate. And just thank you so much for all your love, all your wisdom, and all your connection that we had here tonight. So thank you and blessings.
Thank you, Deborah. So we're going to close tonight's show in kind of a unique way. This has been kind of a spontaneous show tonight, and I'm really appreciating Bill Holman, who has offered to stick around. And by the way, he's out in Indiana, so it's 11:30 at night out there. So instead of closing with community connections tonight, we're going to close with a special meditation that Bill has offered to lead us. So I want everybody to just kind of relax. We've still got almost 300 people in the Zoom room and a lot of people on Facebook still. So let's kick back and let's really tune into this crystal skull, this incredible ancient artifact that one can only imagine where it came from, the wisdom that it holds, and take it away, Bill.
Okay. Just kind of relax yourself. Something about the skull, it has dolphins in the cheekbones. There's the head, the tail, and the fin. There's one on each side, so it's like double dolphins. In the back, if you look at it, it's like a human brain. But if you look in the eyes, it takes you into this crystal world of what light and love. And it's a magical world where you can create and make the things in your life, you know, good, positive or negative. We're working positive. If you have a choice, you want good stuff or bad, I say, well, you know what? I think I'm going to go with the good. So it's a matter of finding what you enjoy, your love, and going after it. And there's nothing better than that, because then you're you're doing here what you're supposed to be doing, is becoming your full potential. So sit back, get yourself in a comfortable position, and just take a couple slow, deep breaths. As you breathe in, just bring this light into your head and through your body, all the way down to your toes. And as it comes out, just let the stress, the negativity, any blockages, feel it leaving your body, feeling lighter, feeling freer. As you breathe in again, slow and deep, bringing it in from your head all the way down to your toes. And then let it come up, bringing up, breathing out, out. Let that stress, the last of the stress, feel it leaving your body. It feels so good, so empowering. Now the last breath, bringing it in from your head, all through your body, down to your toes. Feel the smile, feel the light coming back out with your breathing. Release what's left, anything you don't need, any kind of stress. And so you feel the joy, feel the light, feel the love. And as you concentrate on your third eye now, take your third eye and looking up into the heavens, you see from the heart of the Father coming down this beautiful light, this beautiful white light coming down into the skull. Now with your third eye, you can look deep into the earth, deep down to the center of the earth, down to the heart of the mother. Mother Earth has that great love for you and all life. And you feel that love coming up and that connection, connecting to the mother, connecting to the earth. And lights go together, the mother and the father. And there's a beam of light coming out. And you can feel it going right into your heart and opening your heart with this universal light and love. You just feel like a warm smile going all over you. Now, if you look down at your hands now, there's energy coming out and you can focus it. You can aim it at yourself. And if there's anything, any dark spots, anything that's left that you don't want, release it, let it go. It's just all healing, all relaxing, all freeing. Do this now. Now, if you have any family members, any friends, anyone you know that needs this love and light, take it to them now and just let it come out of your hands like a beam of light and just washing any dark spots, any kind of negativity, touch it, dissolve it, touch it, dissolve it, free it. Feel the light, feel the free. With the legend of the crystal skulls, there's 13 skulls. The center skull is right here, and then you can see a light that'll go out to all the other ones and connect to all the 13 are connected and connected to each other. And you feel the energy and feel the light, and it starts to move up higher and higher, and feel yourself going higher and higher. And from that spot, watch the energy spreading out this beautiful diamond white light. It's covering, surrounding the earth. And now with this light that you have, you can take it anywhere you want, anywhere you see needs help. And you can take that light and send it, release it and free. And you watch it taking the pain away, taking whatever you feel needs to go. Send the light. Go wherever you feel you need to. Go there now. Go. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back on the count of 5. 1, feel the energy coming back in your body. 2, and you can feel it in your fingertips and toes as you're coming up. 3, feel the healing, feel the love, feel the light. Spread the love, spread the light. 4, you're almost back now. And in the count of 5, you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. Come back whenever you're ready. Send the light, send the love. God's love to all of you. Open the connection to the other 12 skulls now. God's love.
As we're all kind of coming back in after this beautiful and deep meditation. So grateful for what you've shared with us.
I'm so grateful for all you do and what you're doing for, bringing all these people together, special people to making it happen. So yeah, we're ready for it. We're ready for the change. Yep. Mhm.
Thank you very, very much, Bill.
My blessings to you. Yep.
And again, people can go to Facebook, your Facebook page for the meditations that you do twice a month, and it's Mitchell-Hedges Crystal Skull group on Facebook. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you go to the Facebook page and then there's a group in there that they join, and it's a free thing, and they'll send you, say it's going to be such and such a time, that it'll come to you so you'll know when it is. So, but if you don't join, they won't send it to you. So if you could do that, and you'll know when they are. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Bill.
Okay.
All right. Well, what a night it's been. We've gotten so much wisdom, learning from so many amazing teachers and speakers, seeing ancient artifacts from Mark Sims, the crystal skull, the generosity of all of you donating. We raised, I think, about, at least $2,000, maybe $3,000 today. Thank you so much to our anonymous donor who donated $1,250. Always want to thank our sponsor, Jay Mayer and Light Touch. And a reminder, go to lovecoachacademy.com or light-touchme.com, and you can get more information. You can fill out our survey, get a free discovery session if you're one of the first 10 people. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching us. Register for our next season. Deborah and I have been really working hard along with our team to create the next 13 shows. We're committed. We're going to be with you through the end of the year at least, and hopefully beyond. And so these next 13 shows, we just continue to bring back our favorite speakers, people like Deepak Chopra, who's going to be on again, and also bringing on new speakers like we just met Bill with the crystal skull. So we're going to continue to do that. Like tonight, I think tonight we had about half people from before, Billy Carson and Meg Bendict and Mark Sims, and then we had some new friends. So we're going to continue to mix it up like that. And we just want to thank all of you for being part of the Global Peace Tribe and for all that you are doing to bring peace to the world. Whatever it is you're doing, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you next week as we work on honoring the divine feminine and the divine masculine. As I look at the divine feminine as so beautifully embodied in Deborah Giusti. And thank you, everybody. God's blessings. Have a beautiful